Hi, hello. What's crack-a-lackin'? What's going on? Hello, 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 hello. I gotta check my mic. I've been meaning to. I gotta maybe raise the gain a little bit. What did this do? What did? Hello. Okay, it's a little loud, but I think this should be good. This amount. Okay. Is it too loud? What? How does this sound like? Is this a good amount or is it a little too loud? Good afternoon, Black Lance Joe. Welcome. I'm testing my audio just really quick, just to make sure it's loud enough. Uh, yesterday I was editing the last stream just really quick. I didn't get to finish, but I noticed that my audio was a little low, so I'm trying to adjust it to see if it's loud enough. Loud enough. How about now? I think now is good. This amount is good. It's hitting the red a little. Okay, I think this should be good. This should be fine. Hopefully, maybe, believe in a dream. Okay. God, stop hitting it. Okay, so today, I'm going to turn off this just so I don't have to keep listening to myself, which would drive me up the wall. Good. Put you down here so again, I don't have to listen to any of that. So today, what will we be doing? Today, we are going to be first doing the serious discussion from Reddit. I also posted some stuff on Twitter that I would like to read for the current chapter and stuff like that. I posted a few things that I thought was good analysis, so we are going to read that as I show the chapter itself. And then I also need to open this up really fast. Gonna move this here. Not enough people yet, huh? Little low on people today, are we? I wonder why. I wonder what's going on. Maybe I should just do that buffer period where like we wait a little bit for people to show up. I'll just probably do that consistently in the future. Just give them like 10 minutes to show up and then we'll start. And I feel like that's a pretty good idea in the future to just let people come in, take their time and no rush to it. So I guess there's no need to rush at the moment. We will also take it a little slow. For now, I'll just organize what I have to pull out and talk about. Where is it? Let's see. Oh yeah, I better change. There it is. Okay. Change this to Chizuru. Hello, Chizuru. Tiny, tiny, cute Chizuru. Let's see. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Okay. So that's step one. Step two, let's go to my profile. I gotta pull up mute really fast. Mute, mute. This is from the second artist, the second Reiji. There it is. Okay, that's the other one. Let me go over here. What's up, Faye? Hello, 3D model. Welcome. Just setting up, taking my time slowly so that some people can join and we don't rush into anything because I feel like I didn't give people enough time. How are you doing? Oh, it was up 3D model. Was that towards 3D model or to me? Hello. Hi. Hello, Laura. Welcome. Yeah, I'm doing okay. Just taking my time so more people come into the chat and we have everybody here for the most part. So I'm just setting up what I want to talk about briefly, and that's kind of it. Num 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 num. Oh yeah, and I guess later in the video. Okay, okay. Give me a sec. Someone's at the door. Sorry about that. Had to step away very briefly. I was. Someone was at the door. Someone was at the door. Oh my god, what happened to chat while I stepped away? By the way, it feels nice that I see kind of same people in the streams. Yeah, it is nice to see the regular people. Was just thinking about how Kibe Loki doesn't deserve love. I just ran up the stairs to read this shit, and I have a feeling he's going to be with Sumi by the end, like looming invisible threat of evil clouds over girl Sumi. No. So, 3D model. That entire comment is dumb. And I'm sorry, I say this with love. Understand, I say this with love. No, Kibe is not going to be with Sumi. They're not really a good pair for a very simple reason. I think Kibe is more of a good pair with Mami, interestingly enough. But I don't know. I think Mami should like find her own love in her own way. Anyways, my point is that one, I do think Kibe deserves love. He's an idiot. He's a dumbass. And he needs to change himself to improve to get the love that he wants. But he does deserve love because everybody deserves love, right? It's kind of fucked up to say Kibe doesn't deserve love just because he does shitty things in the story, especially considering Kibe doesn't cross any particular god awful evil lines. He just does some dumb shit that's very hurtful to his friends sometimes, but he tries to atone and be better. As for Sumi, Sumi is very much a dreamer, right? And she needs someone who can foster that dream. I don't think Kibe can really do that. If anything, weirdly enough, I think Sumi and Minnie are a fantastic pair. Those two together like are kind of perfect for each other. And there were some slight implications that Minnie might be bi, so I don't know. As for Kibe, I think Kibe is just like kind of the perfect. Kibe is this character who grounds himself to an unhealthy amount, right? Like he kind of excuses it by saying the world sucks, therefore like I have to just accept that the world sucks and is what it is, right? So I think Kibe is a fantastic pairing with Mami, who looks at it in such a negative way. Let's see. So I think they can like counterbalance each other. That's kind of how I view it. Weirdly, I don't think Curry is going to be like Ruka. I know that's a common ship. I don't think so. Why would you say that? Sumi deserves better. Now hear me out. Though Umi x Ruka, both are victims of I know I lost, but I don't want to be rejected disease. No, I don't think Umi and Ruka would be a good pair. Yeah, they're kind of like opposites, yet very similar. And I don't think they would be a good pair. I don't see it. It feels weird. Yes, with Mami, I don't know. He seems that this character would go okay with her. Yeah, Kibe. Yeah, and like Reiji, like kind of set up a triple dynamic in Paradise where he had like Curry with Ruka, Kazuya with Chizuru, and Kibe with Mami. But whether those actually end up being the dynamics is a whole other story. Umi and Ruka never that together. I don't know if that's what Reiji has in mind, but You're right. Kibe is just yucky, but Sumi and Minnie, that's peak right now. That's why you're the goat. Partnerships are fun, Lon. Okay. So, okay. I think that's enough of that. Let's see here. I'm gonna read the first. We're gonna read my friend Mute's analysis of chapter 377. This is kind of gonna be what's our focus today. Let me pull it up. There we go. And I downloaded the chapter. I should have it on my system. Let me see, 377. There it is. And so whenever he talks about something, I'll just like put it right here to the side. I think that would be perfect. Okay. I can grab it. Come on, let me grab it. Son of a mother. Why are you making this so difficult? Wow, this sucks. Okay. There we go. I got it over here. Perfect. That only took forever. Class has. Do you think you're going to a Horimiya type premise in the story? Disclaimer: did not read, watch. I just know that in the story they're already together and they're figuring out their relationship. So Robo, I have read Horimiya in its entirety and I have watched the anime. No. See, the problem with Horimiya that you don't realize is that they get together and it's not them figuring out their relationship. It's that almost after they get together, a lot of the chapter are inherently kind of just about the other characters, and most of them are just slice of life. It has no major big plot moving forward or anything like that. There's no particular drama or conflict. Occasionally, you'll get a chapter that's interesting and has something going on, but most of the chapters in Horimiya, there's you're kind of binging through it as fast as you can to get to the good stuff. Unfortunately, and that's just me. That's how I remember reading it. But you kind of need those chapters to just kind of feel like a sense of, I don't know, cohesiveness to the rest of the story. And it's weird. It's like Horimiya is an interesting read. I do think it has some interesting stuff going on. A lot of people villainize that story, but it's not. No, Rent-A-Girlfriend is not like Horimiya. They're very, very different stories. It will not go down that route. Even if it does go down the route of they get together and they figure shit out, it's not going to play out like Horimiya, because with Horimiya, it's like, again, a lot of slice of life, not really a lot of story kind of happening, and it can be very boring to read. But it wasn't like a bad story or anything. That's my opinion. Class has started. Horimiya was mid in my opinion. Definitely overhyped, cute, but overhyped. I don't know what you've interacted with, but some of the writing in Horimiya is actually fantastic. Right? Some of the writing in Horimiya is actually fantastic. If you interacted with the anime kind of trims the ever-living shit out of it, so you kind of don't get a lot of the nuance, but it's still kind of like a decent story. I remember the opening being kind of fucking peak. Let's see. It's like they're doing side quests while the main quest is 90% complete. Pretty much. And whenever they reintroduce the main quest, it's like, oh, this is interesting, and then kind of it'll just end within a few chapters, and then we're back to side questing. Season 2 of Horimiya is a cash grab. I did not watch Season 2 of Horimiya. I only watched Season 1, so I can't comment. Okay, let's get reading. Oh, God. That took a turn. Let's shrink you down. Please. Stay away. Okay, good. All right. So how we liking this setup? This is a good setup, I'd argue. Oh wait, actually, can I? There we go. And then you're the other half. Perfect. I should have just worked with what was given to me, but I'm a fool. It's okay. It's okay. Let's see. This is a review and comment with a satisfaction rating of 377. This week's theme is the meaning of holding hands. I don't know if that's the theme, but okay. The episode was full of Kazuya's inner thoughts and was a conflicting one. Okay. So let's see. Page 4? That's what we're starting with? We're just going to skip past Minnie? That's interesting. There are a surprising number of things that you see all the time but don't look at properly or think we have seen. With Kazuya 2, it may be that you only look at the side and didn't look closely at the inside. Okay. So 3, 4. He's referring to this, right? He's referring to, did anyone here watch Karakano? Which one is Kara? Another time. I'll look at your comment later, Gyro. Welcome. Let's see. It's been a while since I've seen, he's referring to these boys. These fellas. It's been a while since I've seen the mob and Kazuya praising Chizuru in their inner voices. There are a lot of opinions out there that it's too much, so I thought it had been suppressed, but I was wrong, right? And like, see what I mean? It's like even Japanese fans might not see what I was seeing when I was reading the chapter, that like the very nature of Kazuya's compliments to Chizuru in this scene are layered and complicated, and there's a lot more going on than just he's praising Chizuru, right? Like in this shot, Kazuya is literally like hyping her up. Like it's not just the usual, oh, she's so pretty, she's so great. And even then those in their own right serve a purpose, but here he's like hyping her up. In itself reflecting his own fear about the situation. Kazuya doesn't just walk away from Chizuru, he always walks behind her. Yeah, that's a big thing, right? Yeah, that's a big thing, Kazuya walking behind Chizuru. Stupid me, I drank too much. I'm glad the weather cleared up. Okay. Behind her. Is it because he lacks confidence that he can't take the lead, or is it just Kazuya's personality? That was the question, interestingly enough, when they were at Joypolis. When they were at Joypolis, Kazuya was questioning, like, or not necessarily the question. I think Chizuru raised the question. It was like, should I walk 3 steps behind? Is that what you prefer? Kazuya wonders to himself, oh, I walk 3 steps behind regularly too. Like, I tend to walk behind her as well. Maybe there's like a reason for it, right? And so the question of, does Kazuya just do it instinctively because it's his personality, or does he do it because maybe he gets lost in the sauce, or he doesn't have confidence? And that's part of the question, I believe. Unlike Kazuya, who always uses private DVD rooms, Chizuru may not be immune to this, but it's certainly something that could have been expected to happen in a park at night. Referring to this, I just saw Chizuru's face here. That's so funny. Their face here is so funny. Okay. Next page. Oh, this is the page they were talking about. That's funny. Okay. A flashback to episode 98 appears. Okay, so this here. Flashback to episode 98 appears, and Kazuya seems aware that things are different from back then, when they were a rental girlfriend and customer. But perhaps because he's worried that Chizuru might not feel the same way, he walks behind Chizuru with an unsure look on his face, as is typical of Kazuya. No, this doesn't feel unsure. This feels confident. Like the road is, like this shot is really interesting. The way it's structured, the way it's presented. Kazuya is contemplating, but he's walking with like a sense of confidence here, right? And the way the shot's structured, they're literally walking into a paved path for them. Interestingly, there's people there that I guess Reiji removes when they do get there. So they're walking a paved path, and it's like literally he's nearing the destination. And this matches what Kazuya is saying. How long has it been since I fell in love with her? 1.5 years, no, 2 years. Now we're even on a private date. We started off as just a rental girlfriend and a client, but lots happened since then. I might be finding out how it ends right after this. The way the panels are structured are the reverse of how Reiji presents the shot. So this is the beginning. This is the end. This is the beginning. This is the end. The shots flip. The speech bubbles are the reverse of the actual physical shot itself. I also love how the bridge and the moon are intentionally highlighted here, right? There is a lot of light in the darkness itself, right? And it's intentionally shown to you that there's a lot of light here. So no, this feels like rather than Kazuya being unsure, and typical Kazuya or whatever, rather it's contemplative Kazuya. Rather it's Kazuya like really kind of reflecting on the past and literally walking to his future as he's quite literally nearing his destination. That's, to me, is what this panel shows. So this is the next page here. Should I be the one to confess if it comes down to it? I don't know if Kazuya has no intention of confessing or if he was waiting for Chizuru's confession answer, but he seems very passive. By the way, the date on his smartphone is June, but it is a mistake that it's May, so it'll be corrected in the book. Oh yeah, so it reads June 17th. I posted it under Reiji's thing when he shares the thing. I just said, hey, I think there might be an error here. Hopefully he'll correct it. This is a pretty funny mistake because when we got to Joypolis, Reiji put May 16th. It's supposed to be the 17th, right? So he messed up the month. He got the month correct, but he messed up the date. The actual day. Now he messes up the month, but he gets to the day right. It's like, damn it, Reiji, what the fuck, man? So we haven't gotten to Kazuya's birthday is June 1st. We're not there yet. Kazuya's birthday's that's actually a big thing I think Reiji's building up to, because in real life, right now we're in May, right now, and I believe next chapter will be the last chapter of May. So it's gonna literally be Kazuya's birthday soon, not in real life and in canon. So I think Reiji is gonna have some sort of maybe birthday present for Kazuya in canon. That's what I mean. I think that's gonna be interesting. Let me read some of the comments. Did anyone hear? Well, okay, that Karo Kano and the GX one. Yeah, 90s. Okay, film. Okay. I'll read these all later. I'll just for now we just gotta keep going with this. So yeah, he says, if it comes down to it, should I confess? I guess when push comes to shove, I might have to tell her my feelings. I think that's interesting, right? Maybe, what does Kazuya mean when he says he'll tell her his feelings? But has Kazuya not said enough about how he feels? Maybe he'll talk about how he felt when they were living together, how he came to understand his feelings, that he's certain he loves all of Chizuru, not just Mizuhara or Ichinose. I think that's a big thing too, that we don't know. And I think a lot of people are really underestimating what the characters will be talking about in this event. So that's gonna be kind of big and kind of important. Maybe I should move myself. I kind of don't like where I am positioned. I'm gonna move myself. Let me pull up. And there. I think this is a you see, just Chizuru's head. That's funny. Okay. I'll put myself here. I think this is a good spot to put myself for now. Yeah, I think this is good. I wanted to know if that's something's going to happen in Chizuru's birthday. Yeah, no, I bet something is going to happen on Kazuya's birthday, because Kazuya's last birthday, the one we saw in canon, was actually a big turning point in the story. Not only was Sayuri dying, it was the beginning of the movie arc. And Chizuru's birthday was a pretty big event too. So I'd argue it's going to be a big event in the story as well. I think that's going to be pretty important when we get to Kazuya's birthday in canon. Okay, let's keep going. You go to. Okay, so I think now we're pull this up. In the flashback scene in episode 30, it said that the closer the couple, the less they hold hands. But since everyone has different values when it comes to love, of course, there are people who will hold hands even if they are close. And there are also cases where they are not a couple, like Umi and Chizuru in episode 30, so they don't hold hands in the first place. But I think my problem with what he's saying here is that he's speaking in general terms rather than the relevance to what's exactly happening right now with Kazuya. It's not about whether that's a thing that happens. It's about what it means for Kazuya and Chizuru and how Chizuru has been acting in this state. It's specifically about them, not anyone else. So my issue with this analysis is that it's a generalization rather than something specific like what Reiji's saying here, right? Like Kazuya is specifically talking about Umi and Chizuru, and here it's the reverse. It's about it's about him and Chizuru. It's about Kazuya and Chizuru and how Chizuru did not hold his hand. I guess he continues. Let's see. In that case, one could argue that the reason Kazuya and Chizuru didn't hold hands this time is because they are not a couple, but in a way, it could also be seen as a positive thing that Kazuya was moved that they didn't hold hands. However, Kazuya has no time to get sentimental as Chizuru quickly took his hand. Yeah, he said it was all but 2 seconds. Chizuru grabs his hand. The way she grabs his hand, dude, it's so gentle. It's like, right, it's so small and gentle and almost desperate. Like the way she bends down, it's like she's a kid reaching for her dad's hand or something, right? That's kind of the vibe it kind of gives me. And there's a weird sense of desperation. Now, we'll talk about it later, but people compared this. So someone mentioned chapter 213 in the comments. Another person at the very end of last week's stream mentioned chapter 49, which turned out to be chapter 48. Both of these are actually quite relevant to this, and we'll get to that. And I actually wrote a thing for it explaining the meaning behind it. So for now, let's go to the last few posts. Let's see. Chizuru asks Kazuya how he can say you love me. He doesn't say exactly why, but double down on the fact that he does love her. I think that's what Kazuya is referring to in this chapter. What? We haven't held hands all day. Still, that didn't mean I won Mizuhara over, that the date was a success, but that was enough to make me really happy. I had never thought I'd be so happy not to hold hands with her. I felt pretty dumb about it all, but I let it sink in for all but 2 seconds. I don't think that's what Kazuya is talking about. I don't think so, right? I think he's just happy that she's taking it seriously and that what was going on then wasn't serious, and it almost confirmed to Kazuya there was nothing going on then too. I think there's a bit of a misunderstanding here, Lawless Bacon. I think that Kazuya will deliver another love declaration this time, considering all the time they spent living together. Kind of, but not quite. I think Kazuya will just maybe be able to explain more clearly why he's confident in his love. When he talks about his feelings, where? You mean this? I guess when push comes to shove, I might have to tell her my feelings. This? I don't know. I don't know. I think Kazuya is just trying to find a solution to this scenario, and I said what it could be, but I don't know. There's no clarity to this. That's just something we could theoretically work off of what you explained. I think that Kazuya will deliver another declaration this time, considering all the time he's spent living together. Isn't that literally what I said? Maybe you wrote that after. Look, I think it was really sweet that Kazuya doesn't get sad about the hand holding because his character is very pervy. We have seen him imagine him and Chizuru in very steamy scenarios. I'm not quite sure what you're trying to convey, Laura. I'm not sure what you're trying to convey. When he talks about his feelings, uncensored hand holding, how lewd. Why just spell lewd like that? It's Lewd. Yeah, I'm going to be a grammar freak. What if he says the same thing he said to Sayuri? Sayuri is spelled Sayuri. So like Yuri, like Yuri manga. Anyways, what if he says the same thing he said to Sayuri, that even if he doesn't end up her boyfriend, he'll be there for her? Yeah, I think that's a big part of it. Chizuru doesn't understand the depth of Kazuya's love. I think that's a big part of it. Like, Kazuya has said he loves her, but he hasn't conveyed how the depth of his love and what it means. Like, I think that's something Kazuya will need to say, but Chizuru is kind of the same. Like, there's much more to these characters that has not been spoken yet. So that's something that will definitely be conveyed here, like the depth of Kazuya's feelings, but also the depth of Chizuru's feelings, and maybe in so doing, understanding them. And I like that we could see this from him, that he doesn't prioritize physical touch. It's not that he doesn't prioritize physical touch, Laura. It's that Reiji is essentially highlighting the importance of physical touch, but also how they are connected even if they're not physically touching, because in not physically touching, it's conveying that they care, right? That they're taking this seriously, that I'm not going to just physically, and I'm not going to do it shallow, right? That's kind of the thing. Chizuru is not a shallow person, so she won't do a shallow act because this is supposed to be something serious. So she won't just magically do it like most people would want her to. She's going to do it when to her it's the right time to. And here it is. This is when the right time it was, right? We'll talk about this a little bit more in just a sec, but I think the next chapter, Chizuru will need to bring up the ring as a symbol to her feelings that she might return the ring, but return the ring in order to earn it back as they progress the relationship. See, that's interesting. I think Chizuru is in a position where she can't give it back. I think she's in a position where she cannot give the ring back, because it's literally like a symbol of the thing she needs to earn and her atonement, but it's also the thing that's holding her back. The ring will come up, but I don't think she can give it back anymore. Kazuya also told her to hold on to it, so I don't think she can really give it up, especially considering in her mind she needs to atone for, and she feels very guilty about everything. So she feels like she can't give the ring back. She needs to earn it. That's what she's looking at it like. So I don't think it's as simple as I'm going to give the ring back and sort it out like that. Like, it's going to be somewhere in the middle, and I'm really not sure what the solution is, right? And I think that's kind of the brilliance of this, is there is no simple solution. Today I replayed the first episode of The Girlfriend on the second monitor while I'm working. I do home office. Oh, nice. I mean that a lot of people put him in that way, that he needs to be touchy. I like when media can portray that intimacy without going that way. That's a big thing with Kazuya's character. He literally never touches the female characters unless it's necessary or they give him the go-ahead, right? Kazuya literally does not initiate physical contact without consent, ever, period. And I think that's something that is very overlooked in modern anime these days, where they're often portray male characters in a way that they should just grab hands or touch the girl, because why aren't you fucking coward? When the manga oftentimes doesn't prioritize, or the manga or the anime doesn't prioritize getting consent and doing it right. And I think that's the importance of Kazuya's character in this medium, where it's literally never about that. It's just about, just get together, you stupid idiots, you stupid kids, right? But these characters are not kids. They're adults who are basically slowly becoming adults and remember who the kids are underneath, right? Who they really are. And so, like, it's a whole other ball game that I think people just don't address, that, like, when you're a kid, you get away with a lot more, but when you're an adult, you can't just kind of do that stuff. And you need to really respect people. I think even then we should be teaching this stuff to kids, and this is why this is a manga that's a shonen manga. It's tailored towards a younger demographic, and people never really seem to want to address that this is adult but targeted towards a younger demographic for that purpose. Let's see. I can't imagine Kazuya saying, "I'll drag my nuts through 1,000 miles of broken glass to hear you fart through a walkie-talkie," but it would be funny. What the fuck did I What the fuck did I just read? What the fuck did I just read, bro? Don't get me wrong. I know that physical touch is important. That's why it is a love language, but I like it when you can see love in different ways, and Kazuya does that a lot. Yeah. I agree. It's not just physical. And when they do get physically close, Jesus Christ, the fucking sexual tension between these two. The ring is kind of the hard mode of confessing. Kinda. I mean, Chizuru is essentially stuck on hard mode and she doesn't know what to do. Yeah. Words of affirmation, acts of service, gifts, spending time with your loved ones. Yeah. And Kazuya kind of does all that, right? Kazuya is literally me, and I watch your videos because I feel seen. Thank you for knowing me better than me. Damn. That's me when I first read this manga when I was like lost and depressed. I mentioned this in an earlier stream, Eddie Maton. I mentioned this in an earlier stream where I talked about like why I connected to this story so much in the very beginning. It's because I went through something similar and I felt like no manga or story really understood me until I saw this one, until I saw Kazuya, and I'm like, damn, Reiji fucking gets me, dude. What the fuck? Exactly. I know this is not the type of video, but some hate that Rag gets is because they haven't got the physical touch. If you know what I mean. Oh, Laura, this isn't the wrong stream for that. Later, after we're done with all this, I'm going to watch one hate video, so we will get there. Don't worry. Do you think we'll get to see Kazi and Chizuru will go to the daycare again? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, Reiji's just like, we're gonna do it again. We're gonna go there again. So it's gonna happen. Speaking of physical touch, Chizuru got to be closeted freak in order to balance Kazuya's horniness. Oh my god. Chizuru does get horny. We have seen many signs that Chizuru is quite horny and just restrains herself. So a theory I had for a while that Chizuru will ultimately be the one to propose in chapter 367. Chizuru talks about social norms. We have said this so many times. It's literally Chizuru's turn, bro. We've said this so many. It's not just your theory. Everybody's been saying this. It's nice to see how Kazuya shows love in a lot of different ways. Love that's from him. And I think when Kazuya will finally be able to express his physical love, that'll be like really interesting too. I think Kazuya expresses his love in other ways because he feels like he can't express it physically. That's another factor to this. He's not allowed to express himself physically, and that's a part of his bad side that he's hiding. Just as Chizuru has bad sides that she's hiding too. Chizuru never got a fan service, am I right? What do you mean? Well, Reiji does fan service, but not in a traditional, oh, look, here's a panty shot. Oh, look, looking under the girl's skirt in a creepy fucking way. He never does that, really. That's not a thing Reiji does. Reiji denying a hand holding must be juxtaposition to previous rental dates. Can we compare all the important rental dates with Joypolis? This chapter remind me of the date, but reverse. Oh, you should go back to some of my older videos. I talk about this. Only in Kazuya's thoughts, I guess. Actually, I want a girlfriend for the same Kazuya has, but can say a bad thing to a girl I'm getting used to or not. We can't. I mean, okay, he did Ruka and Sumi. Okay. Ruka. Okay, no, Ruka is a high school. Ruka is like the high school tropes. So Ruka has those things in there intentionally. Sumi. No, Sumi. He never goes full crazy with Sumi. He limits it intentionally with Sumi. He never goes full crazy with Sumi, just kind of somewhat limited. He did it once, but that's kind of it. Let's see. It would be so funny during the moment if Kazuya goes, hey, or Mole. Chizuru goes, what? Okay, I'm going to stop reading these for a bit. we got a little too distracted. I got to catch up on this. The depiction of this ocean is beautiful, even though it is night and lit, and it is lit up. The reason it shines so much is because of the light and shadow that Meijime Sensei often uses to depict the ocean. Why does Chizuru seem to be in a hurry here? Is she impatient that Kazuya is putting off what he needs to say? No, I'll talk about this in a bit. It's not because Chizuru is impatient. I think there's another reason. One of it is impatience. Or has Chizuru been holding back what she wants to say for a long time? Can no longer bear it. Kazuya doesn't notice Chizuru's desperate expression and looks confused, showing the difference in their attitudes. The teaser says, finally, the results of the investigation, Mizuhara's feelings are revealed. So it seems that Chizuru will reveal the results of the investigation next time. Oh, okay. That was kind of what was implied when I read it from my friend, but it seems like there's more to it. Is it really a confession? The development is a bit too sudden, so it may not be. For example, she didn't know it on this date, so she wants to continue living together a little longer. She may be thinking that if she doesn't tell him soon, Kazuya will move out. Okay. Next episode title, but. It's a paradoxical expression, but I don't think Chizuru would confess easily like I was a customer at first, but now I'm not. I think there's also the possibility that I thought I'd go on a date to find out the answer, but I didn't know. And then they'd live together again. I also wonder if it's okay for a man to make Chizuru confess first. See what I mean? What is wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. That's just a fucking gender norm, right? You don't have to abide by those rules. Literally, Chizuru says this. Chizuru literally, we're gonna pull that chapter up today. Here, let's just pull it up now. Chizuru straight up says it, dude. That like, that's just a fucking gender norm. That's stupid. It's chapter. Is it chapter 67? 367. I was fucking right. First try. Okay. Took the lead out of habit. Actually, what do you think? Do you normally prefer a girl who aren't too forward and follow you 3 steps behind, or is that your type? It's just when I go on dates, I often find myself with inexperienced clients. I just thought I'd like to ask. Halsey doesn't know how to run 3 steps behind. Oh, I don't know. I mean, it's best if I could take the lead myself, but I'm not very confident. There, he says it. One of the reasons he doesn't fall behind is that he loses confidence and he's not sure of the direction he wants to follow. When I'm wrong about something, you put me on the right path. When things are difficult, you help me keep my head on straight. To be honest, I really appreciate it. I love that kind of stuff about you. Well, I guess it is pretty difficult. There isn't really a right answer to this. People tend to think that guys are supposed to take the initiative on dates, but in the long term, it probably won't be like that forever. It's true that I have some habits from going on rental dates, but it's not like everything I do is an act. Oh shit, not everything I do is an act. There are truth to even the lies. Well, I'll give it a try. I'll let you decide on things more than I normally would as a rental girlfriend, but I'll take the lead more than I would expect. This is hard. Oh my God, ass cheeks. Okay. This tells you, right? This is about gender norms that like, oh, baby Chizuru should take the initiative and there's nothing wrong with that. And that's literally what she's doing right here. She's taking the initiative, right? If you want things to happen certain ways, take control. Do what you want to do. Stop like, letting norms tell you what to do. Stop letting what other people feel tell you what to do. So I don't agree with that, right? I don't agree with this statement. I think the scene will be about Chizuru's fears about the future. I think this moment will be Kazuya's finest hour. Kazuya will probably repeat with full confidence that Chizuru doesn't need to worry whether they will be together or not. He will always support her. Yeah, something like that. Something like that, maybe. It's simple. Kazuya made a plan. Chizuru has made a plan dozens of times. Every plan has an ending. Chizuru feels that the ending has already come, and since this finale, it's time to fully promise. Blah 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 blah. They've reached the final destination, yes. And Chizuru wants this to be the final destination, not somewhere else. Okay, so now let me pull up what I wrote. So let me pull up what I wrote. Let's grab this. There we go. Can I zoom in? There we go. That's some good zooming in right there. Okay. Let's see what everybody said for now. We can't... shit, I need to grab some water. Give me a sec. I need some water. Phooey. Okay, let's see what people wrote. Some people wrote certain things. Oh my God, there's a lot. Okay. What about the Ruka boob grab? I just told you the Ruka stuff is literally supposed to be like that by design. It's at the same time though, 3D model. Early Rent a Girlfriend did a lot of these tropes because Reiji wasn't fully confident in his writing at the time. So there's two layers to it. One layer is that Reiji wasn't fully confident in his writing up until around like chapter 50. That's when he really kind of gained a sense of confidence. And then the other is that there was like a thematic purpose to it, that being Ruka is like the younger character, and that tends to happen in high school shit, and that's why. Look, if I get to see those two get physical, like very detailed way, as much as a weekly shonen rom-com can get, I hope the two can get to be clumsy but tender with each other. I think so too. The conversation will definitely be multi-chapters long. Let's see. Oh, that's it. I got up to everything. Okay. Rag definitely has more real feel to it than most. Kazuya, the way he's portrayed, feels more like the gooner friend you had in college. Rather than the standard dense protagonist. Kazuya is not... I wouldn't label him as a gooner. I would label him as a healthy level of horny for his age. A gooner is like their entire personality is defined by sex. Kazuya literally has to constantly restrain that element of himself and control it because he doesn't feel he can express it outwards. Like, I'm sorry, if you think Kazuya is a gooner, you haven't seen like old sitcoms and rom-coms from like the 2000s to the 2010s. Because that shit's normal. It's just recently we label it as gooning, but then the real gooners are like the fucking weirdos online who are constantly horny, constantly like gooning, dude. Like, I'm horny, but I don't like express it 24/7, you know? And Kazuya doesn't either. He just feels attraction to the girl that he likes. There's nothing really wrong with that, especially for his age. I think too many people are like too quick to call people gooners. Chizuru won't say anything because of contradiction that he doesn't love has opened herself. No, Chizuru has went out of her way to say this is where it will be, this is where it will happen. Kazuya seems to have Deus Ex Machina tendencies to his character when he realizes how to help Chizuru and Sumi, leading to the cheer up date and how he was able to have Sayuri see the movie before she died. I don't think you know what a Deus Ex Machina is, because that's not a... Even if that is a Deus Ex, like, I would say Sumi is the closer Deus Ex Machina rather than Kazuya actually being that. But Kazuya, no. I don't agree with that. That's a very unfair assessment to make, Lawless Bacon. Kazuya does not have the like, that's not a writing thing, Reiji. There are like certain things that happen that are like, oh, this is pretty fucking convenient. Like Kazuya about to tell his family the truth and then Sayuri's fucking dying. But there is a thematic purpose to that raises that core conflict that matches also the beginning of the series. The beginning of the series being that Kazuya's on this date with Chizuru. He gets yelled at. She's like, now what? Instead of figuring out now what, Kazuya gets a call that his grandmother is in the hospital, right? This was that same moment, but for Chizuru. And it's kind of important that these things get raised in times like that, rather than about confronting the issue. It's about realizing what the actual issues are and letting you time to breathe and not make decisions you'll end up ultimately regretting. Because that would have actually led to the characters regretting a lot of things. That is framed like a Deus Ex Machina that's convenient to get Kazuya out of that situation, but it is not, because of the thematic purpose that it creates a new conflict that's arguably even fucking worse than the first one. And actually matters more to the characters. So I don't agree with that assessment that Kazuya has Deus Ex Machina tendencies, because while he is there to save the day, he struggles through it. He doesn't just magically get the solution. He doesn't just magically solve the problems like with the cheer update. Kazuya didn't know what to do for the cheer update. You're clearly missing the part where Kazuya did not know what to do for the cheer update. In fact, ultimately, by the end of the cheer update, it fucking failed, right? You get to the end of the cheer update, Kazuya sees her crying, and she still pretends she's okay. Even after all of that, a day-long date that he spent all this money on, he couldn't get through to her. And how does he get through to her? He just his emotions just kind of come out, right? His emotions just kind of come out. He's like, this is all I got left. There's nothing else I can do. This is all I've got left. And it's an act of desperation, but an act fueled by emotion and desire, and that's what gets through to her ultimately. Something similar happens in Paradise. Paradise is very much the same, right? It's like the character tries and tries and tries, and he keeps failing, and he literally, it's not fucking working. And rather than a Deus Ex Machina, what gets him through it is love. That's the thing that connects all of these things that are framed like a Deus Ex Machina, is that all of them are overcome with this element of love, but not in a cliche, convenient way, but with a way that feels genuinely earned. Okay, so now that that's done, Kazuya always finds a way. There's nothing wrong with that, but he doesn't always find a way. He sometimes finds a way by not finding a way, and I think that's kind of an oversimplification a little bit on your part. I was tarot card read, and I knew how my girlfriend will be, but just like I'm with Kazuya, I can't confess. Edamatan, I don't know how to tell you this. Confessions don't get you the results that you want. You should at least talk to the person and get close to them, because Kazuya actually does do that. He talks and gets close to Chizuru. He doesn't just confess. You're not going to just get what you want by confessing. I recommend you talk to the person and get to know them, and then ultimately you can slowly open up about your feelings and what you're feeling for them. But maybe get to know them first before you say, I want to go confess, because even if you confess, it might not turn out how you expect. And you know, just convey how you feel for them. Don't like let the confession define everything for you. If anything, this manga actively says that confession isn't just going to get you what you want, you know? People think that we're not going to get some physical development from them, Kazuya x Chizuru, but I think we will, because we could get a validation for Kazuya that's totally okay to get horny. That's a huge part of Kazuya's character and his inner conflict, that he doesn't feel worthy or allowed to express this part of himself because it is actively put down, not literally in story and by the people around him, but also by the people reading this manga, constantly saying Kazuya's biggest flaw is that he's too horny and he's not allowed to feel things, and this is something he hates about himself. And this is something that is actually rooted in chapter 218, and the importance of that chapter, which is that the boner. You know, I said that, the boner, the stupid boner shot that everyone like jokes about. That's a big moment for Kazuya's character, because he hates himself for feeling that way. The whole point of that chapter is that he feels like basically everything about his body turns against him. His mind turns against him. His body turns against him. The only thing that and then even kind of his feelings and his heart kind of turn against him. And even then he perseveres. That's kind of the point of the scene, but that's also where his trauma is rooted from, that he hates that he feels this way. So naturally, the thing that's rooted in Kazuya's trauma and conflict here is his horny side. Chizuru also has a conflict and trauma that she's hiding too, that we get to see whenever she goes to the bathroom. This insecurity, this thing that she feels jealous or insecure or clinging when she feels like she's not allowed to be. Kind of similar as a reverse of Kazuya. In the same way, we've also seen how Chizuru can also get horny and almost kiss Kazuya, but you know, she's like, I almost crossed the line. I almost did something wrong, right? Yes, we will have that. I mean, somewhat horny. Gunner is too strong a term, I guess, but you know what I mean. Real college kids rather than a dense harem protag. I mean, yeah, I kind of get you, Cyberman. I just didn't like. I'm just not a fan of modern slang. This shit's fucking stupid. or Riz is skibbity, whatever. No cap, bro. Yes, the raw emotion in his perfect girlfriend speech is what gets to Chizuru, yeah. Kazuya receives a lot of hate because people do not admit someone feeling aroused, imagining the person that he likes with another person, even against his will. That's kind of the thing that's kind of misunderstood. Throughout most of the series, Kazuya imagines and is a dreamer in imagining himself with Chizuru. The point of chapter 218 is that his mind, having been hurt and not heard by Kazuya, and the emotion not expressed and understood, lashes out by turning this thing that Kazuya often does, that it makes him feel happy, into this thing that hurts him. That's kind of the point of that scene. It's not that, he imagines a woman. That hurts him. It's not something he enjoys, but his body reacts. And that's the thing he hates, that he reacted, that he felt something. Like, there's a lot of things that we all do that we hate about ourselves, and that's kind of that moment. Kazuya is someone that overthinks things, and when he is just let himself come through without hesitation, he shines. Yeah, and that's kind of very common for a lot of people. Even if Chizuru triggers his feelings, Kazuya insecurities won't just go away. Instead, he'll simply open up another can of worms, and that is indicative of Chizuru too. And this is what this arc is about: is like facing these conflicts and kind of actually being honest about them and opening them up. Me and Kazuya sleep on one bed with a woman, and he still can't because he's scared. I'm a little confused about you're talking about Edmund. Okay, and like another person like Curry telling me that he still can. Me too. From Riz to R, shit makes me damn near throw up. Riz is a funny word to say. Aura is just dumb, but Riz is fun to say. It's just a fun word to say. Okay, let me read what I wrote. There are two different comparisons that are made to chapter 377. One is chapter 48 and the other is chapter 213. But what's interesting is how gentle chapter 377 is in comparison to the others. Rather than force, matching how Kazuya physically stops in the chapter, it's a tender touch. And I want to really show you these. Look at how similar these are. This one. Oh, whoops. I went too far. And this one. These are really similar, but I also want you to notice the text bubbles, right? The text bubbles are intense. I also want you to notice how the characters physically look. Chizuru here is shadowed out. Kazuya is illuminated. Chizuru is illuminated. Mami is shadowed out. Kazuya is shadowed out. Reverses, right? So the closest comparison is chapter 48, but this one is also another one you can compare, where Kazuya grabs Chizuru's hand and he says, "I'm not done talking to you yet. We are not done talking yet." They mirror each other. Here, I want to talk right here. So this is kind of important. It's about the place, because in these previous ones, right, Kazuya couldn't finish his conversation. Chizuru wanted to leave. Chizuru couldn't finish what they were talking about because Mami wanted to leave. This is about prolonging the inevitable. Here, it's about, I want to have the conversation here. We haven't even started. This is the location I want. And this is why the spread is what it is. This is why the spread for chapter 377, let me pull it up for you. This is why the spread is like this, at least a huge part of it. It's the location. This is where it's going to be. This is where Chizuru wants it to end. This is where the chapter literally shows you, right? This is this page we were just talking about earlier. Where does it end? Right there. This is the final destination. Kazuya is ironically about to walk backwards when they had already reached their destination. In contrast with those other pages, what's happening is that Chizuru is pulling Mami back here, telling her not to leave, and Kazuya is pulling Chizuru here, telling her not to leave, okay? So that's kind of the difference here. It's not about pulling back, it's that you've already reached the destination you want to be at. You don't need to go anywhere. And I think the most important thing I want to point out, which gets me to my next post, right here. All of these events take place on a bridge or a bridge-like setting. Chapter 48 is literally on a bridge, right? Chapter 48 is literally on a bridge. Chapter 213 is Chizuru about to cross a bridge. So if you remember where this breakup thing happens here, it's about like a destination. Kazuya crosses a bridge to Chizuru, and then Kazuya crosses the bridge to Chizuru, and there's the altar right here. They talk here, and then Chizuru runs away back through the bridge. And that's how the sequence ends. So Mami and Chizuru are on a bridge. They're on a connecting point, and Chizuru's trying to reach her to connect with her, literally grabbing her arm. Kazuya is stopping Chizuru from crossing a bridge. And here, they're not on a bridge. They're on a final destination, if you will, overlooking a bridge. They're on a pier overlooking a bridge. So there is some interesting visuals to convey here. In particular, that like here Chizuru's connecting with Mami. Here Kazuya is trying to not let Chizuru cross a certain bridge because she's gonna do something wrong here, right? And it's Chizuru's decision. It's like, okay, you've reached a destination. This is your spot. Why are you leaving? So if anything, this is a good comparison to the current chapter. And this one is Chizuru doing the opposite of Kazuya in this scene. I don't want to leave this destination. This is the right destination. This is where we want to be. This is where I want to do this. So that's kind of important too. Mami and Chizuru is the closest. I kind of said this, but I also just point out how there's comparisons. With the sun setting on Mami and Chizuru, the one with Kazuya takes place during the day. It's not during the night or anything, right? But it's also during the day. So in chapter 213, but it's also during the day, so as chapter 213. But this one is at night. That's kind of the difference between all of these. Most of them have taken place during the day. This is the night. This is the time where, all the secrets come out, right? The night is literally the time of secrets, the time of like things being hidden, the time of dreams. So it's all too fitting that their final destination is illuminated, and yet it'll also be where all the secrets come out. And yet the sea is not only glowing, it takes up most of the spread, highlighting Kazuya and Chizuru as well as the text bubbles even more. I also love how Chizuru's hands subtly come into the panel at the bottom before any word is spoken. In chapter 49 and 213, it was 48, you see a build-up to it. Here there is no build-up, no rush. Rather than pulling back forcefully, it feels like it's about seeing the other person, right? The way Chizuru creeps in, right? Kazuya is looking at his hand. He doesn't see anything else around the hand. It's just his hand. And suddenly, Chizuru's hand comes in. It's like, oh, I didn't even see that. It wasn't even in my peripheral. It just showed up. And it's because Kazuya wasn't seeing her, right? This shot is about seeing literally the visual of the place itself. Now look at these. Chizuru's walking away. Kazuya twists and grabs her arm. And she turns with a hump. Here, Chizuru is thinking about how Kazuya is feeling. She yells, wait, and then she grabs Mami's arm, right? And even then, the way she grabs her arm is like a little lighter, So that's kind of important. As I say here, it's not about the conversation, but where it is held. This is why the spread highlights the scenery. That's the core difference between this and chapter 48 and 23. In those, the conversation is over and is being prolonged. Here, it hasn't even started yet. This is where she wants it to begin. I think, where was the other conversation I had? Let's go. Oh, I know. Not post-engagement. Where is it? Use this conversation, leave post. Okay, I guess post-engagement it is. Yeah, I quoted myself. I was talking to this person here. I said, a part of it is that Chizuru, he's trying to understand why Chizuru picked this place. Does it reflect the emotions between the two of them? Like the water ripple effect and lighting is a representation of their emotions. I said, a part of it is, but a part of it is that Chizuru literally says she wants the conversation to be here. So naturally, showing a beautiful view in the spread reflects why she wants that. It's perfect. The other is, yes, the comfortable contemplating pace is fitting for the introspection Chizuru seeks here. Huh? No, not talking to me. Sorry. Thought it was family talking to me. Okay. As I was saying, okay, then why does she want a setting that's nearly perfect if she's deciding on her feelings? Like she says, yes, good, but if no, why? Well, there's layers to this. Yes, she wants the perfect place because if you're doing something like this, you want that. Kazuya literally does this all the time, but there are also layers to this. It's a pier. The fact that it ends reflects her reaching a destination, but it also is overlooking a bridge, matching the relationships he seemingly wants to have but can only look at from afar, just like when she talks about in the future with her eyes closed. Chizuru is also taking a decision in a place Kazuya found, taking back her autonomy in an environment she had no control over, literally matching what she was explaining before. When we were reading that little chapter 367, she literally says, I won't make decisions all the time because it's your date, but I'll make some decisions too. Chizuru wants the right place to reflect the boundless feelings she has, literally like the ocean, it's literally boundless, while she herself feels bound, reflected in the page. Chizuru is stopped by the pier, but the sea expands beyond it all, truly free. It's like she's grasping a piece of true freedom here, or only looking at it. I think I said a little more. Oh yeah, okay, so not this one, this one. So let's see. So basically, you're saying that she wants to be an environment where she can have control, thus have control over her feelings. That's a part of it. Yes, she wants to be able to express herself properly, but also to see herself and her world clearly, which is super interesting considering where are we at? The night, right? The time where you can't see, where you hide things. It's the time where she wants to see herself clearly, or she wants to see everything clearly. Isn't that interesting as a fascinating contrast, right? What better place than a pier overlooking a city and the ocean during the night, seeing the world in front of you, true liberty from the self-bound chains. And what is the first thing that we see when we get into this chapter? Don't worry. The answer's right there. There it is, the Statue of Liberty. A replica of the Statue of Liberty, a statue representing freedom. Okay. Let's see. Is there anything else on here that I should look at? Sharp, bro. What I caught. Okay. Okay, let's see if I missed anything. I'm going to read the comments really quick. These chads with the TB capping and slapping. Oh, shut the fuck up. Y'all, yeah, lawless, they're a bunch of... Oh my, shut up. And then Chizuru saw I was the location. I'll say jump and I'll say... Alpha Zuya. If I do, I like you. Seeing more of the true self and getting validation about it would be great to see. And yes, Chizuru is saying yes would solve his insecurity problems. That's why instead of confessing, acknowledgement would be better. Yeah, I think so too. I don't think her confessing is the solution here. Civil engineers eating good with all these bridges. A perfect boyfriend speech. / you are okay just the way you are speech. I think a perfect boyfriend speech is going to be what's going to be happening here, and I do think some sort of fight might end up happening, right? Laura Chizuru's perfect boyfriend speech should also expose her flaws. Yeah, just like Kazuya's perfect girlfriend speech exposed his flaws. So yes, you are correct. Okay, so we went through all of these. I think now let's go to Reddit very briefly and watch and read some. Oh, my sweet baby Jesus. Why are these so long? Look, I love writing and I love reading these on my own time, but it is fucking brutal to read it on stream. Because when it's on my own time, I can just lean back like this, relax, just chill the fuck out. But when it's like on stream, oh man, it is brutal. It is brutal, kicking my ass, bro. Gotta adjust the mic, make sure it's good. Maybe I'll turn on some music. Maybe I'll turn on some music. Let's see. Oh God. You're a little close, buddy. Okay. Oh, that's just my... Okay, perfect. YouTube. What kind of music should I listen to? Devil May Cry? That's a bit intense, considering what we're rating. That's a bit intense. Trying to find the right song that won't be annoying as fuck to listen to for me. I don't know if you guys want to listen to the music too. You'll have to tell me if you want to listen to. Turn on the Jeopardy music. Shut the fuck up. The Rag OST. That's risky, Laura, because I can edit that in the background. No. That's risky. I can edit that in the background of my videos, but I don't know how it will be here. I also, just to be clear with you fellas, I'm not a fan of the Rent a Girlfriend music. I'm not. I think a lot of it is just kind of. What is this, Marco? Kazuya is a coward to say what he feels for Chizuru. You're saying he's too much of a coward to say what he feels for Chizuru? Even though he's said it billions of times? Sonic and Knuckles OST. Kron. Okay. Sure. Sonic and Knuckles OST. Sure. That one's interesting. Someone with an interesting taste here, finally. Okay. Let me turn on desktop sound so you can hear it. I'll lower it just a tad so it's not too loud. Ooh, these are nice. Hiroyuki Sawano's most dramatic OST. Every single Hiroyuki Sawano OST is dramatic. What the fuck are you talking about? Literally everything he makes is overly dramatic and intense. And also will copyright me to fucking death. Like, the only one I could probably get away with Hiroyuki Sawano is the OST for Xenoblade Chronicles. That's the only one. No, our music, like, oh, we don't. Pretty Brown Eyes, Chizuru rap is peak also. I'm not saying all of the music in Rent a Girlfriend is bad, okay? Like, I think there's some great music in there. I just don't think all of it is great either. Okay. So we're listening to the Sonic Knuckles OST. I'll take other ones later. Harmony RuneScape OST. I'll look at that one later. In my comment last week, I hypothesized that one of the narrative roles of this date has been to be a test of Chizuru's resolve and character growth. Ooh. That the... I don't know what that means. I don't know if I've ever searched Google for... Used to refer to something that is one's duty or responsibility.
Onus.
Onus. Use an interesting words there, buddy. It's not a big word, but it's an interesting word. That the onus is on her to face Kazuya's head on and articulate her feelings. I think this chapter further bolsters that idea. Kazuya has been somewhat restless since arriving at the beach, leading Chizuru from one place to the next, knowing rationally that they need to stop and have a conversation, but unable to settle on where. It's Chizuru who has to stop him and say, here's the place. It's a continuation of the pattern of the date. Kazuya set up the opportunities and Chizuru needs to choose to take them. Yeah, this is also reflected in the conversation topics that Kazuya brings up when they're walking through Joypolis that many people downplayed quite a lot. Lawless Bacon, I do not like Skyrim, so I will not listen to Skyrim ambient music. Okay, so as I was saying, this is something that happened during the day in Joypolis itself. When we were at Joypolis, guess what happened constantly? Kazuya would bring up these very basic conversation topics, right? And that's kind of what he had planned, whereas Chizuru had the big conversation topics. In so doing, a lot of people downplayed Kazuya's conversation topics, except those were very important. Why? Because those kinds of conversations aren't to get emotional and deep or any of that stuff. The point of those conversations is to specifically oh my god, you're making me get distracted. Shut the fuck up about the stupid rag soundtrack. Is to specifically create opportunities to interact with another person. Something I said in those videos. So yes, they are correct. Kazuya has been creating opportunities and Chizuru is the one who has to take them. And she's definitely nervous. We see it on her face after she takes his hand. But just like Kazuya has, it seems that she has come to internalize that it's worth doing things that make you nervous in order to fight for what you care about. Good analysis. Wow, nobody else commented on what you said? Damn, bro. Just reply, hey, good post. You deserve more love. Okay. Let's see. For the best Soon OST is in Gundam Unicorn. He made music for Gundam? Nah, Pretty Brown Eyes is a fan-made up rap, not from the anime. Oh, whatever. Rent a Girlfriend ED3 is the best. I don't know which one's the best. I like 3 kind of visually. Yeah, I do agree there. ED2 is the best. Oh, shut up. Now we're gonna talk about what's great and what isn't. Hello, Lauren. Lauren? Is it Lauren? Hello, Lauren. I don't know if you know, probably you know, but Reiji has many life stories on the back of the volume cohabitation arc. Yeah, I know there's a lot of them. I've yet to read them all. The best and funniest things I've read in a long time. Yeah, I've seen some of them. I don't have the current English volumes, so I don't know. But yeah, I've seen some of them. They were kind of funny. I translated one for volume 36, I believe. Which, how far are we in the English localizations? What volume is currently translated? English volumes. What? Yeah, I don't know which volumes. Oh, actually, this is 31. It says 31 here. Yeah, 31. 31's coming soon. So it's not out. Perfect. I can still release that video. I can still release that video. Thank God. Final Fantasy X opening theme. Oh, you mean Otherworld? Yeah, that one's good. We'll get to it later. Or at the latest I've seen. Kazuya's Rental Delusions are some of the funniest shit in the series. Yeah, they're really funny. Okay, let's read Verkez here. Let's see. For my last post discussion post, I would think that this will refer to holding hands. There are a lot of couples in Odaiba Beach. Kazuya must see them and think that he wants to hold hands too. They haven't deliberately touched at all yet to this date. Most of this was correct, but Kazuya only just noticed that they didn't hold hands at all day, and he was actually happy about it. Time for the sim analysis. For the big chat. Deep breath. ADHD, don't turn against me now. Okay. We start this chapter off with Minnie. She has a photo shoot, and she's telling the photographer about Kazuya and Chizuru's date. When she recites the facts that they already kissed and have lived together for a month, it really sounds unbelievable that they are not together already, and that Chizuru would still say she doesn't know how she feels. Nobody would do that if it wasn't love, right? Minnie is again providing an outside view that also represents a lot of readers. Her saying that it doesn't seem very eventful is also a nod to what people are saying about the cohabitation arc. Minnie thought she had reserved a front row seat for some spicy romance, but nothing like that actually happened. Both Chizuru and Kazuya are also thought that something would happen when they agreed to live together. Kazuya was especially nervous, but then most of the cohabitation was rather just everyday life. It felt special to Kazuya in the beginning because he couldn't have dreamed about it before, but the more he got used to it, the more he saw that it wasn't all that romantic. By now, he is no longer contented with just living with her. The more he gets, the more he wants. For Chizuru, she expected her feelings for Kazuya to blossom into love, but they didn't actually change much. She never got the butterflies or the pink clouds she expects from love. It was everyday life, just with Kazuya. But she also got more greedy over that time. She doesn't want this to end. She wants to see Kazuya more. She wants to interact with him more. She wants to talk with him more. She wants to get to know him more. She wants to stay with him longer. She wants to get closer to him. He wants to get closer to him. 1 month wasn't nearly enough for her. It seems like plenty of time at the start, but now she'd rather be with him forever. They have come a long way from enjoying 1 hour every week together to wanting to stay together for life. It's not like nothing changed. Kazuya and Chizuru arrive at Odaiba Beach. Kazuya once again admires Chizuru like she is a living goddess, but unlike before, his very next thought is that they will be a couple when they come here next time. That goddess is no longer unreachable. He is surprised by that sudden shift in his thoughts and blames it on alcohol. There are a lot of couples around. Even one. You know what? Let's do what I was doing before. There we go. This is where we were. Let's see. Once again, she's like, there are a lot of couples around. Even, let's see. There are a lot of couples around. Even one making out behind some bushes. That's the next page. Even one's making out behind some bushes. Where am I? I lost my train of thought. Shit. It makes them feel uncomfortable. Kazuya is afraid that Chizuru might think he made her drink just to drag her out here to make out. He suggests... Let's see here. Haha, that's funny. There it is. He suggests that they go somewhere with less people around. When they pass by the stairs, he remembers the time he was around here with Sumi, and that was already in love with Chizuru back then. Man, I gotta... Oh, I know what to do. I know what I can do back then. He isn't really sure when exactly he fell in love with her, just that he did pretty early on. This private date is the result of those past 2 years, and he will have an answer to his feelings tonight. He's nervous about that, but he wants to hear her answer. He just isn't sure how he can switch from small talk to serious conversation. The alcohol isn't enough to give him the courage to start. To avoid awkward silence, he suggests they walk a bit further. Right around here, right? He sees a couple holding hands, and at that moment he suddenly realizes that he hasn't held hands with Chizuru that entire date. It had been a staple for almost all of their rental dates. Today, he never missed it. He never felt the urge to hold her hand. And still, he felt closer to her than he has ever felt before. That showed Kazuya with an absolute clarity that his relationship with Chizuru has already progressed beyond the point where he needs to connect with her on a superficial, physical level. They already share a bond that goes way deeper than that. Finding proof of that profound connection makes Kazuya incredibly happy. Alright. Kazuya doesn't have much time to think about it, though. Chizuru grabs his hand, telling him to wait. She wants to talk to him right here, right now. What's next? The teaser for next time is But. Chizuru's talk will be next chapter. I said the last 2 times already that I expect there to be a catch, a surprise revelation during her talk. So it's hard to not think that the teaser will refer to that. Chizuru has already said but when she told Kazuya that she didn't doubt his feelings. Still, the word is very generic on its own. The big topic of this arc is love. Kazuya and Chizuru feel the same kind of love for each other by now, but it's interesting to see how they both approach the same feeling from 2 completely opposite sides. Sights. Kazuya has felt love for Chizuru for very early on in the story, but his love was immature, idealistic, and a bit superficial. It has grown to be quite different from that. Kazuya has clearly noticed that profound connection he shares with Chizuru, which isn't there in the beginning. He is happy to be bound. He's happy to be beyond the puppy love phase. Chizuru, on the other hand, has always felt this connection with Kazuya that grew stronger and stronger over time until she realized during the ghosting period that it was already way too late to go back to how it was before. Chizuru doesn't realize that she skipped an infatuation phase. Unlike Kazuya, who looks at his mature love and is happy about it, Chizuru looks at the same feeling, wondering where the love she saw much of during her rental girlfriend job. Her feeling is nothing like that. In short, I expect Chizuru to tell Kazuya next chapter that she wants to be in the relationship with him, but that she doesn't think that what she feels is love. She thinks it's rather a selfish desire. I don't know. Maybe? I think there's more to it. I think that's a bit of a simplification, but I can maybe see that also kind of being the truth. From what Kazuya realized about his feelings now, he should be able to see that Chizuru feels the same way for him. When she describes his feelings to him, he might not understand why Chizuru would not see that as love, but he can tell her that she's wrong. She doesn't have to get full clarity on her feelings if she decides to just trust Kazuya on that. Countdown. Unbelievable. Unbelievably, we had almost reached the end of May 17th date, and Kazuya is still scheduled to move out tomorrow. Damn, I need something new. There we go. That one's good. Let's see. Do you think that Chizuru skipped the infatuation phase? Wouldn't it be more plausible that her infatuation phase hasn't come yet? Which makes you think so confident that she skipped it rather than she hasn't reached it yet. Human emotions are weird. Sometimes it's possible for someone to play out an entire scenario in their head and arrive at a conclusion without ever actually involving the other person. You see it in unhealthy relationships where the other has built up an assumption of how things are going to go, and they discourage or even get angry if it doesn't play out that way. Also, not all relationships work the same. Some people can just click, others want that build-up. The two have been together going through ups and downs of an undefined relationship. They were sporadic moments of heat and even camaraderie as they tried to... camaraderie? I'm assuming that's camaraderie. They share how to extricate themselves from the situation that they both built. As much as I have series fatigue from the author dragging out as long as he has, this is at least giving the character space to figure this out. Okay. Maison Ikoku, which informs the series, the two main characters have a tender moments spread out over the series, but there are a couple of key moments where the female character initiates a kiss and even sex, not just because she's feeling it, but also because she wants to break the cycle of stagnation and move the relationship forward. Yeah, but Chizuru isn't Kyoka. Chizuru is not Kyoka. They're very different characters. Or Kyoko. It's Kyoko, I believe. Yeah, she's not her. Kyoko doesn't have a dream, she doesn't have a goal, but she is a very complex and interesting female character. And the reason she doesn't want to initiate anything with the main character Godei is because she is still loyal to her husband who had passed away, right? She's a widow. And the story is literally her coming to accept, like, hey, I've just, like... I'm just keep holding on to someone who's already passed away instead of starting something new that's clearly already there. And she is basically struggling through it and trying to dig herself out of a hole she made for herself. This is kind of different from that. This is Chizuru. Chizuru's grief is not rooted in lost love. Chizuru's grief is not rooted in, like, a romantic love being gone. It's rooted in familial love being gone, and I think that's very different. And Chizuru's grief is essentially blinding her to what she has already felt this entire time, and that's what she's not seeing. I don't fully agree that Chizuru skipped the infatuation phase, because we've seen Chizuru being infatuated with Kazuya in a few different ways. For instance, wanting to literally kiss him so much that she fixates on his lips. Whenever they physically get close, she's literally had to hold herself back constantly. So I think Chizuru has been somewhat infatuated with Kazuya, and that's what she's mistaking for desire. So I don't agree that she skipped the infatuation phase. She just doesn't feel like the same jumpy feeling as Ruka when she's around Kazuya, because her sense of expression of love is different from Ruka. So I think they're right, but they're kind of wrong. I can still see an infatuation phase happening to some degree when she starts to get into a physical relationship with Kazuya, but right now she is too deeply in love with Kazuya, ready to fall for him without the relationship actually changing. And like, again, we've seen infatuation from Chizuru. She literally physically gets close to him, right? Chizuru's under the subconscious impression that she hasn't reached the infatuation phase yet. That's why she opted to wait. She thought she could just wait for the phase to come, and then she would start a relationship. But she has now waited 2 months in anticipation already, and nothing actually happened. She has never reached the phase of love she was looking for. Chizuru has not realized that she might have skipped that phase. That's why she keeps looking. Or rather than skipped it, Verkez, rather than skip the phase, what if it already happened and she never realized? What if it was literally happening as she was acting and she never noticed? Like, we've seen many instances of Chizuru, like, following Kazuya, seemingly wanting a confession out of him. She feels things around him. She blushes around him. She reacts to saying his name. She, like, stops herself from feeling certain things. So what if Chizuru has almost lied to herself that this has not happened yet, when it has? And she doesn't realize it already happened, and she's just been like kind of stuck in this limbo, trying to basically get the same lightning in a bottle feeling that she's been, like, literally it's like when someone creates something and it's like a lightning in a bottle moment. We're like, holy shit, I made something crazy, and you keep trying to recreate it instead of realizing you can just create your next lightning in a bottle, or just try to make the next thing that you feel. And I think that's kind of maybe where Chizuru is. I think that's Chizuru's mistake. I think Chizuru literally didn't skip a phase. It already happened, and she just doesn't realize when it happened. She doesn't even realize it happened because because she doesn't understand her own emotions, right? She was too busy, like, chasing a dream. She's too busy doing all this other stuff. She never realized, oh, that already happened. I already fell in love with him ages ago. I already felt this attraction and this feeling for him ages ago. I already did these things. I just never noticed. Already before competition, but now I think the theory has only come likely that Chizuru hasn't reached the infatuation phase yet. I think it already, yeah, so that's my guess. I think it already happened. You said, I think we'll know, no, we don't love you back, but I won't be a girlfriend. Okay. Minnie is so funny. The fact that her friend's relationship is so much part of her streaming persona that she's chatting up her fans about it during a photo shoot. Absolute queen. It's very interesting that aside from the cover page, Minnie is the first character we see in a panel aside from Kazuya and Chizuru since the date has started. Not sure it means anything though. That said, seeing other couples carrying on, one has to imagine that Minnie, why don't you kiss him and find out, is still running through Chizuru's head. Oh yeah. No, I definitely think almost everything Minnie has said has come true, and I was thinking that as I was reading Verkas's post. Almost everything Minnie has said has come true, including the beating of her heart will tell you where the relationship will go. Kazuya literally hears Chizuru's beating heart, and then she keeps telling them, just kiss, just kiss, just kiss, you'll figure it out, just kiss, and right? So it feels like Chizuru might not come to an answer, she won't know, the butt will still exist, and then she'll just do what Minnie said, right? She'll just take the plunge. So maybe instead of the perfect boyfriend speech, she just kisses him, right? Maybe that's what she'll do, because Kazuya has expressed a lot through words. Maybe Chizuru's words will be expressed and it just won't be enough, right? She'll express everything and it just won't be enough. And then instead she'll express it through her actions. I think that might be interesting. Right? Maybe she gets all of the words out and it still isn't enough, and then she'll figure it out through kissing. That could be the solution that we get at here. I think that would be very fitting, as Minnie has literally predicted it, right? Les does quite a cliffhanger. Spending a lot of time on Kazuya's head here. I always like the flashbacks to wall scenes with Sumi. Life-changing moments for him. Easy to see why it was the inspiration for this date. He's worried that the other couples are ruining the mood. Let's see, Act 1 boss. Life-changing mood for him. Easy to see why it was the inspiration. He's worried about the other couples ruining the mood, but also, when not surrounded by other couples, feeling the setting is perfect. He reflects on the fact that they haven't held hands yet, and his theory that it is not needed if you're close enough just in time for Chizuru to take his hand. Ill omen or not? It's not an ill omen. We don't get Chizuru's head at all, so it's tough to tell if the mood has been completely ruined by the other couples. No, it hasn't. She's clearly put off by the couples behind the bushes. Yeah, she doesn't know how to handle that stuff. But she takes Kazuya's hand immediately. Maybe the couples there are like a jab at Chizuru, or almost like a jab at Chizuru. You can't do this. You can't do this. You can't, like, it's literally like when she was with the kid. Remember when they were standing in line and Chizuru sees the kid in front of them, and that kid is like a fucking jab at Chizuru. That kid is just like, hey, Why aren't you asking that question you want to ask? Why don't you want to ask him how many kids you want to have? Ask that stupid question, you dipshit. That's kind of what that kid was. So in some ways, there's two things happening with the couples in this scene. One is that this uncomfortability of just like, oh, like there's literally people just making out in the fucking bushes here. That's fucking weird. But then also, they're literally a jab at Chizuru, not like opening up physically to Kazuya. Something she's like constantly restrained and held back. And how does the chapter end? Literally her opening up, physically touching him. The one thing she hadn't done this entire time, the one thing we saw constantly in this time when they were here is people physically touching, people physically kissing. And how does the chapter end? Her literally physically touching him. So I think that is another thing that is kind of hidden underneath all this dialogue, the element of physical touch that we had not been seeing this time. That's pretty, yeah, see, that we catching some interesting shit there. Kazuya's hitting me after seeing a couple thinking about heading to the hotel, right? So that's another thing. Kazuya literally imagines them heading to a hotel. So Kazuya sees these two heading to a hotel, probably something that could happen for them too. Is it just stopping him, or does she crave the same closeness? No, there's more to it. Both, I imagine, but I can see it as Chizuru stopping him. From her perspective, you could easily see Kazuya running away from the conversation through the stages of the date. I can't blame him for subconsciously avoiding it if he's terrified. The answer is going to be... There we go. Kazuya running away from this conversation through the stages of the date. I can't blame him for subconsciously avoiding it if he's terrified. The answer is going to be no, to be honest. The one thing that is sure is that he's not avoiding it because the conversation is going to be no. He's trying to allow her to comfortably open up. So he's trying to move around, whereas Chizuru should be ready to open up by this point, right? He's created the environment for her, and it's just her. She just needs to take the opportunity, like that person earlier said, right? So it's not that he's terrified of an answer. He just wants to let her be comfortable. He cares that much. Let's see. The one thing they sure put this on her show, be brave enough to start it. I could definitely see her pressing him on why he's been evasive and avoiding the big topics all day. It's good if he's vulnerable here. She needs to know how terrified he is that the date could be the end. The desperate need to get the same page, and I think the conversation is going to be the roller coaster ride until they do. Okay. Yeah, I still think the fight could happen. Let's see. So many predicting that the but is that Chizuru will say she doesn't love Kazuya, but that they're ignoring Japanese dating culture. What? We need to know if when Kazuya said he loved her, it was Ski or Ashitaru. The first is like what we saw in the States would call liking somebody or having a crush. The second is deep love, like real. That's not no. I think you're overthinking it. I think you're kind of overthinking it. Now Kazuya has expressed his love in many different ways, and he's said almost every version you could possibly say. He did say Suki. I know when they were talking after the 3 months time skip, he said Suki. I'm pretty sure he didn't say Aishiteru. Chizuru may say I love Suki, but she doesn't love him like Aishiteru, which would be understandable. It's a very serious word in Japanese. Overall, though, I believe she'll say love him, Suki. Look at my post about the Japanese expression of love. I go through a lot of instances there what the chapter have said in the situation. You generally assume that people use Suki when they say they love someone and they talk about what they feel as koi. Kazuya said Suki when he said he loved Chizuru, and Chizuru also said why he was able to say Suki. The most notable exception was in chapter 143 when Sayuri talked about the moment love takes root. She explicitly talks about deep love, and not koi, romantic love there. Okay. What's this? Well, a combination, let's see. Not sure what the drama driving the future story. I think there may have been a permanent shift away from the heavy drama after Paradise. Obviously, Reiji could suddenly shift things up in the coming weeks, but I'm not sure he will. I expect a sort of positive, but the confusing. Honestly curious as to what leads you to believe this versus the calm before the storm. Well, a combination of both how long the calm has been and the statement from Chizuru chapter 248, followed by the structure of the manga, this pattern. Yeah, let's read what she says here. I love this one. No one is flawless. I'm sure it will be fights and things we disagree about, but if there's something funny 2 seconds later, we can immediately laugh together. That's the kind of couple I want to be. Nah, yeah, right. It's a slightly different translation from the fan translations, but I like it. It's good. Okay. Yeah, I read pretty much everything. I feel like I don't want to read too much more. Verkez is like the big one we want to read. Verkez usually fucking cooks, so that's why we're reading Verkez. But yeah, let's see what you guys have been saying while I've been looking away. Mommy's experiences has helped Kazuya, and Kazuya's interactions has been done the same to Mizuhara. So cool. Sometimes they accept her boyfriend change differently. Imagine that they get to do the things and Mizuhara is like unimpressed and starts doubting her feelings. No, that sounds stupid. Sorry. Didn't she touch him during the horror house? Yeah, she touched his shirt. She pulled on his sleeve, and she admitted to it. Edmunda, she's not gonna be unimpressed if you know, you know. A kiss and then the love hotel. Well, go big or go home. Let's go. Yeah. The love hotel can't be. I wouldn't mention that if I saw that. Okay. Kazuya has a condom in his wallet and have been blooming in the background. So maybe the condom in Kazuya's wallet is literally the ring in Chizuru's bag. What a funny ass comparison. Okay. Wait, 3D model, are you implying they're gonna have sex here in the bushes? Shit. Okay, so that's everything for now. I feel like I've covered everything we wanted to cover. There isn't too much else I wanna read through right now. Let's see. So I'm off tomorrow. I'm wondering if question for everyone. Should we sit through the hate video now or keep that for tomorrow? We could do something else right now instead of the hate video. I'm not sure what we would do. We could do something else other than the hate video. I could edit. I could just edit through like a video I've been meaning to edit for a while, and you can kind of see my process, or we could watch the hate video. I'm debating keeping the hate video till tomorrow. I'm just kind of not feeling it right now. I'm not in the mood for some dipshit to ruin my fucking experience right now. That's my personal feelings, but let me know what you think, right? I could literally just open up Premiere and just start fucking editing shit. Oh, damn it. I didn't. I'm an idiot. I didn't record. Edit. Are you crazy? I was alone with a girl in bed. I couldn't ask to touch her in hand. You mentioned bushes. I mean, I've slept with a girl in a bed before, and I didn't touch her either. It's normal. Yeah, let's see you good. Let's see your good work. Okay. Editing it is. Okay, so I guess we'll just turn this into an editing stream. That's a good excuse for me to do some work. Plus, you guys get some early content, I guess. So the one I want to edit is chapter 364. You're probably wondering, why that one? Why that one? Well, you'll see. Open project. Let me find it first. I gotta do some digging. 364 was a while ago, so I gotta let's see. Oh man. Oh, that's the wrong place. Why are we here? Is it users? Okay. Is it under documents? Yeah, okay. Let's see, 364. There's only one version. So that's another thing I've been wondering. So I had the 364 reaction, and I think I nod to it in that separate video I was thinking of making. Maybe I could record some stuff later to adjust some of the things I say instead of just doing all that extra work. Oh, geez. Oh, yeah, I moved all the folders. Okay, I gotta locate them. Oh, shit. So if you guys don't know, like some of the shit I record takes up a lot of space. Let me pull myself up so I can adjust where I am. There we go. Yeah, some of the things I record takes up a shit ton of space. So naturally I need like multiple hard drives, multiple like small drives and shit just to like fill that crap up because space, man. Space. Come on. Load for me. Thank you. We need to get chapter 363? Really? I guess I had some footage from there. Let's see. Oh, you're going to see my old setup. You're going to see my old setup. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Y'all going to see my old ass setup. That one's weird. So I'll have to do some explaining, I guess. Is it 5? Yeah, 5. Okay. Did it get everything? Okay. Move this here. And then move myself here. My old ass setup. What's going on here? Oh, the stream is dropping. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, let's see your good work. And sometimes you read my name, Edamaton. Just call me Eddie. It's easier. Okay, sure. I'll call you Eddie. The bushes are probably wet due to the rain. I mean, yeah, there's a bit of suspension of disbelief happening here. Let's be real, fellas. Like, of course the bushes are probably a little wet. What the fuck are these people doing in wet-ass bushes? But who cares? It's kind of funny. I think it's giving her a big speech. She realizes what she's been feeling in love with, and then it realizes it will slightly unravel her. Like, it's cool for... Oh, what if? Plot twist. She gives this speech to Kazuya, just like Kazuya gave her a speech. And unlike Chizuru running and crying, Kazuya kisses her. That would be interesting. What if she gives that speech to Kazuya when she feels like a distance and he kisses her, unlike her running into him and crying? Or maybe he cries and she kisses him. I don't know. Maybe it's Chizuru all taking the initiative. We'll see. There's a lot of guesses. No way to know. Oh my god. Look at my ugly ass mug. Okay, this is a lot. And I haven't looked at this project in ages. Sequence 3, maybe. Yeah, sequence 3 seems like the right one. Is my audio adjusted? Yes, it is. So, for those who don't know, I used to have like a worse mic. I don't know where I put it. It was like a Blue Yeti mic. So some tips for you guys. So how you do video editing and stuff like that, and when you record and stuff. Some of the better mics to get are like this. These are called XLR mics. And you need like a audio mixer with it. So like I have an audio mixer sitting right here. Actually, I could probably show it. Yeah, see this audio mixer right here? This thing? Yeah. So you get one of those. And you don't have to do this like how I do it. This is like endgame stuff. This is like stuff I got much later, endgame. My initial setup that I've had for years, I had this since like before 2020. Like, so it's been over, I've had that same setup for like 6 years. Basically what I did is I had what's called a USB mic. And so you just plug a USB into the mic, and then you plug the mic into your computer, and that's how you record. Those tend to have kind of like messy audio quality, and because you don't have an audio mixer, you can't like control it as much. They're not as like easily controllable. They're much like more annoying. I remember when I did my first stream, some of you complained about the audio. They said the audio wasn't good, it wasn't consistent. Well, it's the same in recording. And so what I did when recording, let me show you what I did. I created a preset where like I do dynamic processing, graphic equalizer, mastering, and then a whole bunch of other stuff to make it so my voice sounded good when listening to it. So like here, this is what I'll do. So this is the clip with audio.
Want me to make this scene even?
Oh no, I'm too close to the mic, so it doesn't sound good. Well, let's like remove all. Oh wait, I can just turn them off. Boop boop boopity boop boop. So yeah, try listen.
Want me to make this scene even sadder for you?
So yeah, see how that sounds, and then if you turn them back on, real quick.
Want me to make this scene even sadder for you?
Yeah, it sounds more. It doesn't sound as great. This must have been one of those bad recording sessions. That sucks. Oh well, it's all good. It's okay. So I'm like editing this scene from like a later point, and then oh man, I like took some of the things people said here. Ay. My recording process is a mess. Mess, I tell you. What's going on? It says there's such viewers will experience buffering. There's buffering happening? What the fuck's going on? What if she uses the ticket for bear escape for being degenerate? Oh my god. Can we not with that shit, please? God damn it. We're too horny here, fellas. I'm gonna need you to relax. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffering. How much buffering are you guys experiencing right now? Is it like a lot or is it okay? I use Premiere Pro. I'm not a huge fan of Premiere. I've been meaning to switch for a while, but it has most of my presets. Granted, now that I've gotten my new mic and shit, I could probably start a different program. The other one I'm eyeing is the other program I'm eyeing right now is what is it? DaVinci Resolve. Because DaVinci Resolve is really cool. You can get it for free. You can get DaVinci Resolve for free, and you get access to almost everything. And then if you really like the product, you can do a one-time payment, and you get everything. That's fucking crazy. What do you mean X to X2, Laura? Wait, what do you mean? Like is times two speed or something? Yeah, so if you want to get into video editing, my two recommendations for you is first DaVinci Resolve. Oh, me too. I recommend DaVinci Resolve because it's the problem with Premiere Pro, Paya, if you're interested, is that Adobe is horrible and they will charge you a fuck ton of money just to use their products, and they will charge you weekly or not weekly, monthly, and it's fucking stupid. They like it's terrible. They make you pay all this crap just to get access to their products, and I think that's really fucking stupid. And that's why I say you should get something else, because you shouldn't have to pay weekly for a product. And DaVinci Resolve, the fact that you can get it for free and learn and then pay for it if you like it is actually amazing. I also recommend just like looking up videos and shit to do all that stuff for you. Oh, I don't feel so Lawless Bacon, when I edit my own videos, I don't feel embarrassed. I feel embarrassed when it's in front of people while I'm editing the videos. Then it's like, oh, shit. Right? Then it's like, oh, shit, they hear how bad it is. That's when it's bad. Many thanks. I'll try with the DaVinci first. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so definitely give DaVinci a try first, especially considering DaVinci is a lot more user friendly than Premiere Pro. Premiere Pro, it took me years and months and God knows how fucking long to learn this crap. It's too complicated. And it's not the thing too about Premiere Pro is that it's not well designed. You need good hardware, otherwise your system literally can't fucking handle it. It's literally it'll literally crash your system because it's so unoptimized. That's why the other recommendation I had was Final Cut. The problem with Final Cut is that you need the problem with Final Cut is that you need Apple products. You need an Apple product, otherwise you can't run Final Cut, because Final Cut's literally designed solely for Apple products, and it's actually fucking amazing. It's like so optimal, you can run it on like a small ass MacBook. That shit's crazy. Anyways, yeah, that's my two recommendations. If you have an Apple product, like an Apple computer, get Final Cut, one-time payment, really good. And if you don't, just get DaVinci Resolve. How much of a script or a storyboard you have beforehand for your videos? So look, I generally don't, which sucks. I want to. I generally want to, but I don't. Some of these, like this video is kind of like I had some good ideas, and then suddenly I just kept getting more and more as I was talking, and they just kept coming to me, and that's how we ended up here. With this particular video, in terms of like my reaction videos, there isn't really much of a storyboard or a script, which sucks. I know, it's really fucking stupid. It's something I really need to start practicing. But I want to make more videos structured like this one, so those will have some sort of storyboard or script. I wouldn't really say storyboard, like it would just be a script, right? It would be a script of the structure, not a storyboard. Because isn't storyboard just something you do for like animation? I could be wrong. Maybe I'm just a dumb bitch. But yeah, like this one doesn't really have a script or anything. I just had some. Actually, no way. I wrote some of this. I did write some of this down. I do sometimes write shit down. But yeah, in the future, after I make this one, there was one with somewhat of a script. It was something I was gonna make for Chizru's birthday. I never finished it because it was really long and complicated. Now I have to adjust it because things happen from that. But more like a draft. Oh, that's what a storyboard is. It's a draft, not a storyboard. Okay. Yeah. I probably just write a draft and then edit it a billion fucking times. Okay. Let me pull up my, what is it right here? So we're going to go to manga, Kanojo 2. Look at this shit show. Y'all like my shit show? Oh, okay. Yeah, this is how I was going to explain problem one. So how I used to record before. Look at this. You want to be flabbergasted? Look at this. So what I used to do before, I'm here, what I'm looking at is here. And what I would do, so this way it would keep like perfect quality, but then what I would do is I'd have to do this and then double it. So now me is up here, the visual's down here, and that's how you would get like me down here and then the visual here. Don't ever do this. This is really fucking stupid. But it's something I got used to and I got very comfortable with, and I kept doing it. The bushes aren't the only thing that's wet. Shut up. I thought you did because your analysis are very good and detailed. Yeah, it's. I guess I got pretty good at improv, like pretty quick improv. But yeah, no, I did not have a storyboard, or the draft or whatever. But yeah, that you see that fucking nightmare shit. So that's why my videos here look so long. They shouldn't be like that. They should look more like they should look more like this, right? They should look more not like this. So yeah, these are some of the older videos. Yeah, your video should not look like that. Don't do this. This is stupid. Don't be like me. Don't be like me. Okay. Let's see here. This is hard. I gotta find the right shit to put here. Let's do this one. How big are you? Okay, you're not too big. Another thing to point out. So whenever you put stuff into Premiere Pro, what you'll notice is that I guess I wonder if you can see that. Try to is it visible? Yeah, you can see that. Okay, so you'll notice there's 3 or 4 different things. These are for different audio channels. That's the point. So this would be for the desktop audio. This would be for like something else, and this is for something else. And then this is my audio. Doesn't usually do that as much these days, but just something I want to point out. And then there's nothing. I was watching a Metroid retrospective while recording this. How funny. How funny.
Now, interestingly, when Kazuya and Chizuru first see the kid, Rei...
Wait, is this for the Sumi section?
And now, and with that said, if you go back to chapter 293...
Oh boy. Oh boy. Is this from the Sumi section? What's this one? Oh yeah, that's my big problem. I don't label these. I'm a fucking idiot. I don't label these. If you had to choose, I would pick Kazuya x Umi. Kazuya can bring out the best in Umi since Umi always wants to act cool. Oh my god, we're just doing yaoi ships now.
And I believe this is a reference to chapter 60.
Okay.
Okay, this is going to be a little bit of a different video than usual.
There we go. Found it. That thing is like 24 minutes long. Jesus Christ. Let's drink some water. Oh yeah, music. Okay, music recommendations. Go. What do you want me to listen to? What do you want me to listen to? Music recommendations. Go. I guess I'll just wait while this thing loads so I can see what it is. Oh, okay, good. There is visuals. Just gotta know when to cut it out. Reaction. All I Want Is You or some R&B. What's R&B again? You can't listen to actual songs, right? Nope, I cannot. Well, I can, but you wouldn't be able to hear it, right? Like I would have to turn off the audio. Right, so the audio is currently on right now, but I would have to turn it off. You can't listen to that shit. 3D model. What are your pronouns? Because I think we could be friends actually and can be doing 3-way podcasts. What the fuck? Why are you guys collabing in my fucking chat? What the fuck is this shit? Rhythm and blues. What's rhythm and blues? So that better not be like an actual song. Kazuya and his hand is the best relationship the series. Lol. Oh my god, why are you people like this? What is wrong with you people? What the fuck is wrong with you people? Audio. It's what R&B is. Fate, rhythm, and blues. Why not just send me links? Just send me a link and I'll just pull it up. That'd be easier. Fine. Let's see. Rhythm and blues. Oh, yeah, no, that's not going to work, 3D model. I just said I can't listen to actual music. Off topic. Is the beginning of the first episode of Rad, we can see black hair Kazuya? Yeah, no. We can see that in chapter 1 as well. That is there as well. Maybe I'll just listen to Final Fantasy music. Why are you recommending me Dark Souls 3 music? What the shit? Yo, give me real music or fuck off. There. I'll just put Marvel vs. Capcom music. Marvel vs. Capcom music, go burr! Editors are unsung heroes of movies and TV and media because my brain is getting smoother by the minute. What do you think about that? Why Kazuya dyed his hair? Kazuya dyed his hair and changed his clothes and did all that stuff because he wanted to look cool. He thought that's what it meant to be cool, right? It's reflected in his clothes and how he dresses and how he wants to present himself. He wants to look cool. He isn't cool. Well, okay, Kazuya is cool in his own ways, but that's why he dyed his hair, right? It's because black hair is normal, right? What has Kazuya been told his entire life? He's normal. So what does he do? He dyes his hair so it doesn't look fucking normal, right? That's the point of Kazuya's character. That's what Reiji literally. Remember that interview we said where the way the characters dress conveys who they are. That's why, right? It's Kazuya is trying to look cool. That's why he looks like that he does. So that's why when I see the anime design for Kazuya, I get frustrated because it doesn't look like a person trying to look cool. It looks like a person who doesn't know what the fuck he's doing and he looks like an idiot, which is just not how Kazuya looks, right? Kazuya does not look like that. He dresses cleanly. It's just not very good, right? But the way anime dresses in the anime, he doesn't dress cleanly. The best editor is Mudon, or the guy who did the edit of the story of the word, I guess. How? There's no such thing as a best editor, Eddie. There's no such thing as a best editor. That's not a thing. You can't be the best editor of anything because art is subjective. How you create is completely subjective. Mudon is just the guy who does the editing for Trash Taste. He has, and please understand that dude has like an entire team. Like that dude has an entire team. He's not just a crazy editor. And also like the dude edits like the entire fucking time. Like he's an amazing editor. I'm not saying he's not amazing. I'm not trying to take credit away from him, but there's no such thing as the best editor. Everybody edits differently. He's just a very efficient editor. I irritated with the anime how Kazuya's story has been cut. Yeah, tell me about it. No. No. Just gonna toss that one out. Because I never released the chapter 364 video. Paya, speaking of cut content in the manga, when Kazuya begged Chizuru for help in episode 2, Chizuru called him a problem. I was just saying they go crazy, but yeah, you're right. You have a good point. What do you think they'll do with the cut money giving seeing Papa Kinoshita? That would be a retcon anime only. Oh god, that shit. They literally cut that entire storyline out. So I think what they could do and probably get away with is, oh, I saw them back then, but then just not have Kazuya respond that about that, and that's the only thing. Or they could really literally retcon it or force it in somehow, which in a way that doesn't make any fucking sense. So they could rework it somehow. They could cut it. I'm really not sure. I feel like they kind of dug their own grave doing that shit. So I really don't know. Oh man, yeah, I have no idea what they would do with that. That will be mentioned in Para. Yeah, I really don't know. They kind of dug their own grave. The anime has a really weird way with dealing with cut content. There we go. Oh, that's that. So whenever that happens, that little weird cut in the sound, that's indicative that you're spiking too much, even if the thing is not hitting red. So what we need to do. Oh, there it happened again. Oh, then. Oh, wrong one. Oops. I'll have to adjust that. So, whoop, whoop. Son of a mother. There we go. What anime gets hate because of that? What? A Final Fantasy X hint. You want me to listen to Final Fantasy X music? I can do that, sure. I don't like how they do that. Rag isn't the only one in the problem. I mean, yeah, it's a very common problem, but it's because they're cramming so much. Most anime get hate because of that. Do you have an anime scene or scenes that you think weren't executed the best way or downgraded? Not off the top of my head. I could probably find some, but not off the top of my head. It's kind of hard. Like I haven't watched like many anime recently, so I can't remember that many. Oh, I know. I've bitched about it online, but I really don't like how the Devil May Cry. Well, okay, the Devil May Cry anime is an adaptation of a video game. It's not an adaptation of a manga, and even then, it strays too much. So I don't have a scene off the top of my head that I can think of that isn't executed very well. Rent a Girlfriend has a lot. Rent a Girlfriend has a lot. I've mentioned one I really don't like is let me pull it up. Manga Kanojo Okarishimasu. Scroll all the way to bottom. I think it's like chapter 6. Yep, chapter 6. I was right. I don't like how the anime handles this scene. I don't know why it's cut like that. The fuck? Why is it cut like that? Give me one that isn't cut like that. Come on. Oh, got all the volumes here. That's cool. Yeah, that's the. Anyways, I showed you that one. I didn't. I mean, oh, you mean Rent a Girlfriend? Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. I can pull up a few that I fucking hate. Just gotta make sure. Wait, is this Kanojo Hoto? Fuck off. God. It's Hoto MishirimasuOkrashmas. There we go. Should be in volume 1. Let me extract it here. Extract. Come on, extract. Extract, damn you! Noragami is a child death trauma anime and it hits hard. No, I just want music to listen to in the video, or while we're streaming. I don't. Oh my god! It's volume 2. Son of a mother. Okay, extract. Give it, gimme. Okay. I thought you meant music. Yeah. I started Shenrong Frontier and had a great impression, but I'm only on the 3rd episode. I've heard great things about that anime. I've heard some pretty good things about that anime. A lot of people like it. I have a friend, IRL friend, who really likes it. So there you go. Okay, chapter 6. This. The anime fucking butchered this scene. I refuse to think otherwise. They fucking ruined it. I don't like how they handle this scene. The framing is wrong. The presentation is wrong. The sudden shift from pathetic, sad Kazuya to absolute Chad Kazuya is not there in the anime. Like, Jesus Christ, Kazuya becoming absolute Chad mode here was not there, and it's a travesty. Look at him. He is so handsome. He is such a handsome boy, and they butchered it. I fucking hate how they handled this scene. Also, this little thing from mommy, they don't do this very well in the anime. The anime kind of gives you more the impression that mommy is angry here, whereas here the little sweat drop, her hidden shadow, the way her mouth is like curling and curving, it's like mommy is afraid and she feels like she made a mistake, rather than angry and upset. And I feel like the anime fucks that up too. Again, the expressions Chizuru has here are not the same either. They kind of mess up Chizuru's expressions as well. Chizuru looks more pissed off here than she does like this. You don't really get this feeling at all from Chizuru and the way they handle it. And Reiji intentionally hides her face here, whereas in the anime they constantly show her face, kind of losing some of the meaning of what's happening here. The other scene that I think the anime kind of messed up is and it's in volume 1, I believe. Let me pull it up. Chapter 5 or chapter 4? I think it's chapter 4. Maybe it's chapter 3. Yeah, it's chapter 3. Okay, so here. So something interesting happens here. So Chizuru shows up to Kazuya's place after she told him no. Kazuya says, thank you, just a little more, thank you. Grandma leaves. We have this scene here. The anime adjusts this scene so that Kazuya and Chizuru are standing in front of Grandma Nagomi's car as she's driving away. In the anime, or in the manga, she leaves too fast, and Chizuru is just waiting at the door. And this is what happens. Kazuya turns to look back at Chizuru as Grandma Nagomi is talking, and look at Chizuru's face. What the fuck? There's such a sense of emptiness and sorrow. The fact that she's standing above and looking down at them really reflects where she is as a character. She's jealous of their family. She's jealous of this thing she doesn't have. And Kazuya literally says it, is it me or did she look so, this is the fucking official translation, so it's garbage. Is it me or did she look so lonely just now? Instead of, is it me or did she look lonely just now? And then he goes up and he gives Chizuru money, right? The anime just removes this scene. Instead, they put a scene where Chizuru is standing next to Kazuya as Grandma Nagomi is driving off, and she just has a blank look on her face. And Kazuya doesn't say anything. Like, his line here is removed. This line here from Kazuya is completely removed. And Chizuru's just staring blankly as Nagomi drives off, and there's nothing there, and it's like, what the why is that not there? Why did you change? Like, I get why they moved her down. They moved her down because, oh, it's more formal, it's more polite. Maybe that's the intention, is that Chizuru would have come down and have been more formal, more polite for her to take Nagomi home. But I think thematically, for Chizuru's character and her conflict, it's so fitting for her to literally stay up there and not come down with them. That she's not actually part of this. It's like, to her, it's an act. It's not real. There's a real sense of tragedy in how this scene is framed in the manga, and it's just not there at all in the anime. You don't feel this loneliness Chizuru feels. You don't feel this disconnect Chizuru feels from this family. The look on her face, this fucking look is haunting, dude. Look at her. It's fucking haunting. That's just not there in the anime, and I don't understand. I don't understand why change that so much. Why the thematic retcon here to just kind of remove this core part of Chizuru's character and just keep the scene silent. Like, if you wanted to keep it silent, that could have worked if you just kept her up there and gave her this look. If you gave her this look and kept it silent and not shown like Kazuya saying this, that could have worked. You could have just had Kazuya stare at her. And that haunting look could have said a lot, but that's not even there. The change from the anime to me doesn't make any fucking sense. I don't know why they did that. It doesn't make fucking sense. Like, it removes a part of Chizuru's character. It removes some of the layers of Chizuru's character. It makes no fucking sense why they would change that. So that's another scene I don't like. What else did they change? What are other things they've changed that I don't like? I have to look. Oh, there was one. This one is the Umi chapters. This is like volume. I think it's like volume 4. Let me check. Yeah, baby, I was right. Yeah, baby, I was right. Okay, so chapter 29. Oh my god, horny. Kazuya goes to school. Ruka shows up. Why is she here? He freaks out. He tells her, please don't let Kurabashi find out about this, okay? There's something interesting happens. But all right, I understand. I did say this could be a test, and I don't want to make life hard for you, Kazi-kun. I'll stay away from her. Something interesting happens here. The anime in this shot frames Ruka as like superior and more adult than Kazuya. She looks very mature here, right? The manga takes this like middle ground where Ruka seemingly looks a little more mature, but she's still childish and cute and adorable. And this change is reflected in what Kazuya says, a line they also cut out. Kazuya says, oh, that's good. Oh, so she can be kind. In the fan translations, he says, oh, she can be considerate. Let me pull that up. Let me pull up the fan translations. He says, she can be considerate. Which reflects like this change where the chapter starts with Ruka being seemingly unfucking reasonable in our eyes, only for her to appear actually kind of reasonable and kind of like, oh, I can communicate with this person. She's not like just some crazy psycho. She's a normal person I can talk to. The anime, in contrast, frames Ruka as more mature than Kazuya in this scene, and it makes Kazuya look sad and pathetic on the floor. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Why? Why is the framing like that? And it's like, it's not even like changing the shot. It's how they drew him. It's how they drew Ruka. It's how they drew Kazuya. Ruka literally looks more adult than him. She has, like, her expression here is a little more chilled out, right? Her expression in that was like, fine, I know you're right, or something like that, right? Or like, it feels more passive aggressive towards Kazuya in some ways. Whereas Kazuya on the floor looks a lot more pathetic. Here, he's just surprised, right? He's just like, oh, okay, that's surprising. And that's another change I don't fucking like. I don't get it. They kept most of this the same. And then I believe the chapter, the way it starts, right here. Kazuya says, it's been a month since that fateful event. In the anime, they skip that. They don't say it's been a month. They just say it's winter now. But we weren't like, if you weren't keeping track of the seasons, you wouldn't know how much time has passed. You would just assume, oh, it's just been a few fucking weeks or some shit and it became winter, right? Here, Reiji explicitly says it's been a month. Faced with Ruka-chan's conditions and Mizuhara's orders, I started tentatively dating Ruka-chan. As for Mizuhara, I haven't seen her since then. This is literally the original 3-month time skip, right? But if you watch the anime and you go to that portion in the manga, you wouldn't realize these two scenes are connected, except for the fact that Chizuru hands him a gift. That's the only similarity, right? But those two scenes are inherently connected. And the fact that Chizuru disappeared for a month reflects that. And again, the anime messes that up too. Another thing the anime messes up that I don't like is chapter 31. Chapter 31, the anime fucks this up so hard. The simplest thing I can point out is the people. Go watch episode 8. Get to this point. There isn't this many people. There's not this many people. There isn't. I'll fuck it. I'll just pull it up. I'll just make sure the audio is off. Go away. Yep, audio's already off. Perfect. Where is it? All right. Huh. Okay, volume. Where is it? Went to girlfriend anime. Oh, maybe it's Kanojo 2. Maybe it's there. Nope. Okay. Passport. There we go. Season 3. Season 1. Where's season 1? God, why did I make this so fucking complicated for myself? Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. It's episode 8. Turn off the audio. Oh yeah, they also butcher Kazuya's dialogue. Okay. So take a close look at this. What do you think is the problem here? What do you think is the problem here? Please tell me, what do you think the problem here is? What do you think the fucking problem here is? Besides Kazuya's stupid eyes. Besides Kazuya's stupid fucking eyes. The problem isn't just the eyes or the expression. You're right, 3D model. It's no one's there. It's the people, it's the lights, it's the expression, it's the atmosphere. There's no atmosphere. This shot has no fucking atmosphere. It's not given the weight that it deserves. It's not given the time and the energy and the feeling it deserves, especially considering this is one of the most important parts in the fucking story Period. It is one of the most important parts in the story. Period. I get it. It's the chapter people think is the worst chapter. It's the lowest chapter. No, this is the most important part in the series. Period. Because this is when Kazuya truly transforms as a character. This was it. Do you know why? Because on the holiday of giving, when he fucks up, when he truly makes a mistake, Chizuru acknowledges not only did she also make a mistake, she sees him. She's like, you are not your mistake. I'm giving you this gift because I see you for you, not the mistake you just made. It is not rewarding Kazuya. It is seeing Kazuya for him. It is seeing everything Kazuya has been up until this point. It is literally Chizuru saying, I see you. Right? Out of every single person here, I see you. Right? You exist. You're seeing couples everywhere, giving gifts, seeing other people walking together. Look at how much expression there is. Like these two couples giving something. This person clearly smiling at a loved one. This girl clearly talking to someone she cares about. These two couples looking so stupid and goofy together, having this muffler together. And Chizuru and Kazuya are highlighted out of everyone there. They are literally illuminated amongst a city that is literally fucking glowing. There is so much lost expression in this scene. There is so much not being conveyed to how Kazuya is feeling here and what Chizuru says. They also trim out Kazuya's dialogue. They trim out a lot of the dialogue here. They trim his dialogue to, I just fell in love with, I must have really fallen in love with Chizuru. That's why I did this. When that's not what he's saying. Listen to what he says. But that's a given, isn't it? I've never seen anyone like her before. As a stand-in girlfriend, she's perfect. It wouldn't make sense if she wasn't aiming for something like that. She lives in a totally different world from me, doesn't she? And her actor friend, if they're out on Christmas, they've got to be friendly, huh? His type would be more likely to date her. And once again, I realized just how little I know about Mizuhara, just how little I've actually interacted with this person, how little I deserve to be around her. He says, I'm sorry, Mizuhara, if you never want to see me again, I get it. That line is in there, but how he breaks down his mentality, how he breaks down, and how he hates what he does, and how he's trying to, literally what Kazuya is doing here mentally here, he's distancing himself. He's literally distancing himself. He's trying to tell himself, it's okay, I did something horrible, and I deserve this punishment. I deserve this punishment. I did something terrible here, right? I don't deserve to be around her. She's an amazing person. I mistreated her. I did something wrong here. I don't deserve to be anywhere near her. That's what he's saying here. And in contrast, Chizuru tells him here, no, you do belong. I see you. You're not a terrible person. Stop thinking of yourself that way. All of that is conveyed in just this little gesture of giving Kazuya a gift, right? It's literally Kazuya sinking deeper and deeper into these dark emotions, hating himself for doing what he did. And Chizuru saying, no, I don't see you for what you just did. You're not that. Don't be defined by that. It's literally a moment of treating Kazuya with true kindness and forgiveness and love, right? It's seeing Kazuya for Kazuya, but also seeing how Chizuru, in a lot of ways, created this situation without meaning to. Chizuru, in pushing Kazuya to date Ruka, and then disappearing for a fucking month, and not saying anything, and essentially dumping Ruka on him, is in part Chizuru's fault. It's not Chizuru's fault that Kazuya stalks her, okay? It's not Chizuru's fault that Kazuya does that. It is Chizuru's fault that she had not talked to him when they should have been fucking partners at this point. They're literally partners in fucking crime, and she's not talking to him. You can't do that. You can't just disappear like that, right? And if you consider that prior to this, Kazuya and Chizuru had made an agreement. Kazuya literally tells her, I feel like I can be a better person when I'm around you. I feel like I'm really changing. And Chizuru says, yeah, okay, we can keep rental dating. That's fine, okay? If that's helping you change, sure, we can keep going. And then she disappears right after that. Do you see the problem, right? It's like, how do you make a promise like that and then just disappear? This is literally Chizuru acknowledging that. This is why she says this. This was the only free day Umi had. If you're shopping for a man, it's better to get a man's opinion, isn't it? A phone case. I mean, ever since you broke your screen in Shimoda, you've been using it without a case. I just thought that looked dumb. But you know what this is? It's a secret between the two of us, right? And I know it's just to keep it a secret, but pushing Ruka-chan solely on your shoulders like I did, I do feel bad about that. So this isn't a present or anything. Call it an apology, okay? And Kazuya breaks down into fucking tears. No one acknowledges, why did Kazuya how hurt and sad did Kazuya have to be? How lonely did Kazuya have to be for a Christmas gift from a girl to make him break down into tears? I dare you. I triple dog dare you. Go watch any analysis, criticism video about Rent-A-Girlfriend. They will never acknowledge this. They will never try to understand what this scene is saying. They will never get it. Every single one of them will be blaming this scene and saying that they're rewarding Kazuya for doing a bad thing. That's how they'll interpret it. I bet you right the fuck now. Every single hate video you'll watch will interpret it that way. They do not understand the nuance, right? And I'll admit, while the anime scene fucks this up, if they do mess it up, I don't like it very much. That message is still there. They mess it up and that message is still there. The thing that keeps that episode good, the thing that keeps that episode going and not being a total fucking mess is Reiji's writing. Reiji's writing is what carries that episode. Reiji's writing is the reason that episode is as good as it is. Not because the anime did a good job, but because Reiji's writing is that good. And guess what? Anytime you'll watch any of these hate videos, what'll they do? They'll praise the anime for improving this scene. Or they'll say the only reason this scene is good is because of the anime. Not because of the actual writing of the scene, and the reason it actually functions and exists as it does is because of Reiji's writing. That's that level of apathy that you see towards Kazuya's character, and to not understand what he's feeling here. The fact that he'll say, this is the first time in my life a girl ever gave me anything for Christmas, right? It's not just the fact that it's just a girl. It's just he's never gotten a gift like this before, especially from a woman in such a way, in such a sense of expression and love. And so my life, my dumb, stupid, completely idiotic, worthless life. Does this not sound like a depressed person? Little by little began to grow in color with Mizuhara. My life literally started to have color. Wouldn't it have been so fucking cool if the anime literally had color fading the further and further the episode got? And then in the end, when Chizuru gives him the gift here, when Chizuru gives him this gift, literally light explodes. And you see literally the screen filling with color and literally light coming back and you're feeling alive again. That would have been fucking amazing. Like, literally just use Kazuya's words and give them life. That would have been fucking amazing. And they don't do. Look at Chizuru here. She understands what he's feeling. She's like, oh my god, he's like he's so sad. He like the fact that he feels that lack of worth in himself that he would cry for a gift, that someone cherished him even a fucking little bit. Bruh. And then you get this cute scene. And this scene in the anime was memed to death when it initially came out. And then of course it ends in a good way. Don't take the Kyono line home. Take some other route, please. Huh? Yeah, you fucking deserve that. Like, you'll be acknowledged, you'll be loved, you will be seen, but you still fucked up, and you're gonna get fucking punished for that, dipshit. And I think that's such a good way to end the chapter, right? Kazuya gets called out multiple times for doing the wrong thing. No one points that out. Just because it's somewhat framed like a joke, right? It's like somewhat jokingly framed, like here, right? That's clearly stalking. Gross. Are you that free? And he's like, seriously, sorry, right? The stalking element is framed like a joke, but it's treated seriously. It's framed like a joke, but it is treated seriously. And I think people just don't recognize that weight. I don't know if it's because of the music. I don't know if it's because of how the anime executes it. I don't like how certain things are handled, but there is a communication element that's important here, and I think people just don't see that. Let's see. Sorry, I stopped reading the comments for a bit. It feels flat. Yeah. There comes a time in all forms of anime consumption when you are so overwhelmed with what you're witnessing that there's so many things wrong with it that you have no words and you simply laugh. I haven't experienced that in a while, I'll admit. But yeah, I can see that. I'll still break it down, point out what's wrong. But yeah, too few people, no particles. It looks like Chizuru's feeding the homeless. Oh my god, what the fuck? I can't unsee it. I can't unsee it. Oh no. I can't unsee it. That's so fucked up. That's so messed up. I can't unsee it. It's his first gift from someone they adore. It's not just the fact that he adores Chizuru, it's the fact that it's someone acknowledged and saw him. Look at these two. It's the same couple from the fucking image and they look so sad. Look at them. It's the same couple and they look so sad. Let's put look at them. Look at how happy they look here. And look at how fucking sad they look here. They look so fucking sad. And it's the same dude here. It's the same dude on the edge of the panel. But he doesn't look happy and smiling and expressive. He's just like, oh yeah, I'm walking with someone today. Bro. I thought he broke down into tears because the forgiveness and compassion Chizuru showed. Reiji writing carries the entire animation. Yeah, no, that's a part of it. It's not just the forgiveness and the compassion. It's literally being seen. Kazuya is crying because he's literally being seen and told you have worth as a fucking human being. You're not garbage. You are not defined by your actions. You're not a terrible person, right? All he's told himself, all the people around him have told him, all he has seen in himself when he looks back and thinks is that he's a terrible person. And in this moment, when he does this mistake, this terrible mistake here, when he crosses the line and actually invades Chizuru's privacy, it is proven to him. It is literally proven to him. He fucked up. Kazuya did something wrong here. But this is literally like how depression works. You do something wrong. You don't have other people around you. Who do you blame? Yourself. You blame yourself. You did something wrong. It's your goddamn fault. And so this is literally a self-fulfilling prophecy. When Kazuya, who was alone and depressed, was inevitably going to fuck up, all he could blame was himself because all he has seen of himself is that he's a piece of shit, right? And he calls himself a piece of shit constantly. So when he messes up, he blames himself. And Chizuru literally tells him, you're not a piece of shit. I see you. You are worthy enough to receive a gift from me, right? Like Kazuya literally was met with so much love here that he couldn't handle it. He broke into fucking tears. It's not just forgiveness and compassion. There's like the idea that you're seen and respected enough as a human being. And that makes him break down. This is the scene that got me when I was reading the manga. This is the scene that got me. Because I'm just like, wow, Kazuya really fucked up here. He really crossed the line. I've never messed up this bad, but it always felt like I did. And when I saw him mess up this bad and still be treated with love and compassion, I broke down. I fucking broke down, dude. I was just like, oh my God, this series gets it. This series gets it. You treat people with love, kindness, and compassion, not with hate, not with punishment. People who criticize this scene want Kazuya to be punished. That's all they see. Kazuya deserves punishment here because he fucked up. Except punishment doesn't always solve the problem. He wouldn't have learned. You don't teach people by punishing them. This is why I'm against punishing children. Like if you have children, you don't always punish them as like for the action they just took. Sometimes you need to, yes, but not always. You got to treat them with compassion and love first. And I think that's what's missing here is like people only see that Kazuya deserves to be punished here, not that he's actually falling deeper and deeper into depression and like really kind of losing himself. And what he needs now is love, not hate, not anger, not punishment. And that will in itself will help him atone and change. And guess what? Right after this, what happens? Kazuya becomes an absolute fucking Chad. Kazuya actually starts like doing all of the right things. He starts becoming a complete Chad and like literally starts slowly transforming more and more, especially when he sees Chizuru defend him in front of Mami, the one person who was the source of his pain, who was the original source of his pain, gets called out and told, you never actually looked at him, you never truly loved him, you never really saw him. And that makes Kazuya like really see that like Chizuru actually fucking sees him, and that's why he screams from the top of his lungs, I want you. I want you and only you, because you actually see me as a person. You actually understand me. You know what I'm feeling. Like, ay, man. They be bullies for Kazuya. Sad the anime didn't have the shoujo bubbles and glitter. Yeah, the anime does not. You know what? You want to know where all that animation went? You want to know where all that animation went? Where is it? The animation all went here. This is where all the animation went. Look at this composition. Look at how this scene looks. This is episode 9. Go watch episode 9. Go watch episode 9. Tell me how fucking amazing it looks. But it's all just Ruka. It's all just Ruka. It's literally just Ruka in a stupid fucking love hotel, jiggling her tits. We're seeing her ass. And Kazuya, for some reason, actually has composition. I don't know. Why does he have composition? Why does he actually look good all of a sudden? Like, what the shit happened? Where was all this? Where was all this in one of the most important moments in the series? And it gets thrown into a fucking love hotel scene. Like, excuse me? Look at this composition. Look at this composition. It is peak. This is actually amazing. This is actually amazing composition. And for some dumb reason, they put it here. Why? 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 Please tell me why. Look at these shots. Look at this fucking composition, dude. Look at this motion. What is happening? Look at this motion. There's so much look at that. Look at that. Where was all this? Where was this expression? Where's this love? Where is all of this? None of that is there. That episode 8 looks like one of the worst fucking episodes, visually speaking. It looks visually one of the worst fucking episodes. And none of this is here. Instead, they put it in this. Why? Why is Ruka getting so much love and expression instead of the main fucking... Like, okay, if they want to do Ruka shit, maybe just have this crew work on Ruka crap, but get a whole new crew to work on the actual anime. That's fine. I don't mind. But if you like, I'm sorry, if the main cast is biased towards Ruka, that's perfectly fine. But it's not Ruka's story. She should not be getting this much love. That's insane. Like, this fucked me up. When I was watching this, this fucked me up. I'm like, what the fuck are they doing? Kazuya, only way to be better is to Paradise anime him. Hopefully my favorite Kazuya is in Paradise. Oh man. I am not looking forward to how they adapt chapter 218. I am not looking forward to that. I don't know how they're going to handle it. I feel like they're going to fuck it up. Like I'm mentally prepared, so I'm not going to be surprised by any major fallout. But I wouldn't, if they handle it well, if there's good music, if there's good direction, and they handle it well, okay, I'll eat my fucking words. But I don't think they're gonna handle it well. Would it be cool if Reiji sees your videos? He'd be sending you volumes free. No, he wouldn't. I've talked to Reiji before. I don't think he's really interested in this kind of content. I'd be, if Reiji saw my videos and actually liked them, I'd be very grateful. And I would be very, very happy if he actually enjoyed what I had to say. But I don't think that's really going to happen. And that's perfectly fine. I'm perfectly okay with that. Like, Reishi's just kind of doing his own stuff. And even if he sees my videos and doesn't like them, that would really hurt. I think that would really, really hurt. But I would, it's okay. I still love his manga, and that's fine. Like, I'll try my best to take it like a champ. I'll just be a little bit depressed, but I'll do my best to take it like a champ. But yeah, don't like forcefully send him stuff. I prefer not to do that. If he sees my content and says it's great, that's okay with me. I just don't want to like force shit in front of his face like other people do on Twitter. Same thing happened in season 2, the episode where Ruka kisses Kazi. You can tell there was more Oh yeah, no, they dumped all of that animation there and they made it like a sloppy, gross ass kiss. They made that shit fucking weird. Like they fucking just made that shit sloppy. Fucking French kissing motherfuckers. It was so weird. And I was just like, what the fuck are they doing? Like, yeah, Reiji did make it like that. Reiji did draw it like that. Don't get me wrong. He did draw it like that. But the way Reiji drew it also conveyed an uncomfortable environment that I think he really nailed to kind of nail how invasive what Ruka is doing is. And I think that the anime doesn't really do that. The anime, oh yeah, that's another thing I hate. You just reminded me of another thing I fucking despise. Let me find it. It's from season 2. Oh, I fucking hate this one. Let me see if this is the right episode. Yep, it's the right episode. Okay, so it is the one where Ruka's kissing him, but give me a sec. Okay. So, oh wait, I don't want to. Gotta be careful. There we go. So Ruka gets up, and she goes to the door, and she's leaving. Okay, look at this. Okay. Pause for a sec. I'm going to go pull up the chapter now. It's like chapter 80 or something. Where's volume 7? Stop. 57. Okay. Let me go. So, yeah, TLDR, they messed up this scene, but I'll show you how they messed up this scene because they fucked it up. Nope, not this one. 85? No, it's going to be 87. No, 88. Damn it, I was close. Okay. Kiss scene happens. All right, huff, huff, muff, muff, can't breathe. This is wrong, really. He can't even speak, but look at how he lowers himself. He's like in a fetal position, right? He's crossing himself into a fetal position, really. Ruka realizes what she did. She scoots away. She hears everybody around her. Right. Now look at her. Look at Kazuya. Like he can barely breathe. Now look at this. I'm sorry, this is just causing you trouble, isn't it? But I don't want to lose. Gets up, walks away. I also regret nothing. It's a lie that it tastes like lemon or strawberries. For some reason, it tastes a bit like alcohol. Look at Kazuya. Okay, what did they do wrong? What did they do wrong? What they did wrong is very simple. Kazuya moved. Look at how he's looking here. He's on his legs. Who's this angel on top? Who's this girl above? Look at how he looks here. He can't fucking move. The dude is in shock because Kazuya literally just got physically assaulted and he's blaming himself. And look at this scene. Look at how he turns. All he can do is turn his head because he's in shock. He physically can't move. Look at him. He physically can't move. He's literally stunned on the floor. Like he's breathing. He's freaking out. And look at his face. There's genuine pain and sadness in his eyes. Like Kazuya It's blaming himself. He's upset. And this is what's important here. What Kazuya's experiencing here is victim's guilt, right? Kazuya is a victim in this scenario, and he's experiencing guilt. He's blaming himself for what just happened because Ruka is younger than him. And that shouldn't be how her first kiss went. That shouldn't be how it happened. But at the same time, Ruka did something wrong here, right? It doesn't change the fact that, like, yeah, the dynamic is that he's older than her. Yes, she still assaulted him. Okay? And I hope YouTube doesn't get fucking mad at that word, but whatever. And so Kazuya can only react by just slumping to the floor. And look at what happens when he gets out. Immediately, she's the first thing he sees, and look at her. It's literally from his eyes. All he sees is this girl that he hurt. And he sits next to her. And look at him. He's sweating like crazy. He's freaking out. Grandma Nagomi's like, hey, or Shizuru's like, hey, what's going on? Are you two okay? You both look terrible. Nagomi's like, hey, that's true. You two were really so full of energy. What, did something happen? Oh, no, everything's okay. And then Kazuya starts freaking out. His mind is escalating quick. Nagomi pulls out the ring. And then Ruka tugs at his shirt, and he's like, fuck. He's freaking out. He doesn't know what to do. And he's about to end things in a horrible way, right? Things are about to escalate horribly. And you're seeing how Kazuya's mind is escalating because he keeps blaming himself. But the way the anime frames him is that he's a pathetic kid that just got kissed by a beautiful angel. Like they keep this shot in. Oh my God, where's Ruka? Let me find the shot of Ruka. Yeah, Ruka gets up, opens the door. Kazuya turns to look at her. She turns to him. Okay, look at how they frame Ruka. Doesn't she look mature, ethereal, and adult here? Okay, how does she look in this shot? She looks sad here. There's a hint of sadness here. She looks adult, but she just looks like she made a big mistake, right? Whereas here, I don't really feel the mistake. I don't feel like Ruka did something massively wrong here. She just looks really mature and ethereal and beautiful. Here, there's a subtlety to it. There's a hint of sadness in her eyes that she's lost this innocence, this childhood of herself that's kind of gone. Especially considering what she's saying, right? Like in contrast to like how she looks here. Like, let me keep the shot going. Yeah, it doesn't change. Oh my God, look at how they frame Kazuya here. What the fuck is this shit? What the fuck is this shit? Look at how he looks here. This is the same shot. Look at him. This is the same fucking shot. No. That shit made me so fucking mad. That shit made me so fucking mad. No, I hate it. Leave Reggie alone. Let him cook. I mean, the beginning of the cry is peak. Oh, you mean Kazuya crying? Yeah, the cry in the anime is good, I think. It's just like, you can't judge a scene by how it concludes. You need to judge it as a whole, right? You can have the scene conclude well, but it doesn't mean everything else was executed well. And it's like, I refuse to judge it by just that portion alone. Kazuya looks like he's hiding in the kitchen in Jurassic Park. How do you come up with this shit? That's so fucking funny. How do you come up with this shit? That's so funny. Nakaba, Suzuki, Reiji, Noragami, Promised Neverland. There's more, but these four have devastating blow. Like, I don't know the actual source material of Noragami. I know about Promised Neverland. I ended up just kind of dropping it. I just didn't care. Nakaba Suzuki. I don't know that one. Nakaba Suzuki. Oh, you mean Seven Deadly Sins? Oh yeah, poor Seven Deadly Sins. Jesus, why did you say Seven Deadly Sins? I would have known. Like, I don't know the Japanese name. I mean, maybe they made him move so she can make sure she actually leave. No. You can make Kazuya turned his head. In the manga, Kazuya turns his head. You see it. You see him turn his head. The reason you need to convey, okay, what them moving him means to me tells me they misunderstood the point of this scene. They thought that Kazuya was not hurt here, that nothing bad happened here, that like Kazuya should be grateful he got a kiss from her, and that's why he's below her like that. She's an ethereal angel who's higher than him. That's how I interpret it. They don't understand that what Kazuya is suffering through here, because Reiji doesn't explicitly say it, is like he just got assaulted. Like he is a victim here. And I don't think they understand that. I think maybe they didn't know how to animate him well, like turning his head, or maybe they didn't think it was anatomically correct. So they had him like get on his knees for some fucking reason. And to me, that messes up the thematic purpose of the scene, right? I also think it messes up the scene in that the door is already open, right? The door was already open. Ruka is doing this in broad daylight. The door's already open. In the anime, she opens the door. She doesn't shut it, right? Or it wasn't already shut. And I think just Kazuya moving completely messes up the scene. It completely messes up the intention of this scene. I mean, she's shrouded in darkness. Not really. Not if you're referring to this in contrast to how the anime presents it, no, the anime gives her too much light and it's not showing like a real sadness and hidden in shadows like that. I think the way the shadows are used here kind of evokes this feeling like she's becoming an adult in the wrong ways, right? Because the way like Ruka here looks more adult than she ever has in the manga. And that to me is, I think, where they kind of misunderstood the intention, because they frame her as more adult than Kazuya rather than she's becoming an adult in the wrong way, right? She's doing the wrong thing. She should not be experiencing love like this. And that in turn reflects how Kazuya is feeling and the tragedy of this scene, in that Ruka is this young high school girl who should not be experiencing love like this. She should have a more innocent, beautiful love or cute love, right? And Kazuya, thinking he created this scenario by his actions, blames himself, right? But doesn't change the fact that what Ruka did is wrong. And there's layers to this, right? So Ruka looks more adult here, but at the same time, there's a sadness to it, right? Like it's like she's growing up in the wrong ways. It's almost like she's walking out into the light, right? But that she's hidden in shadow, and you're seeing the actual shadows of the scenario. I think there's something feels wrong here, whereas something doesn't feel wrong in the anime. I mean, maybe they made him associate, blah blah blah. The panic was totally removed in the anime. Yeah, there's no panic. He's not losing his fucking shit. And you don't feel that sense of urgency, right? The way the anime executes it, it's very stagnant. So you don't feel a sense of urgency and like, you know, quick movement. Like there should be build up. After that scene, there should have been build up and build up and build up. And that's just not there. You don't feel that sense of urgency that's suddenly kicking in for Kazuya, where it's like his brain is in fight or flight mode. And he's freaking the fuck out. You don't feel that at all, right? Like Kazuya, like he should have been like freaking out, and I don't feel that at all. The kiss in the anime reminds me of that raunchy video with the egg yolk getting burst. Okay, the kiss feels gross, but the aftermath and his reaction doesn't match. Yeah, the kiss does feel very sloppy and gross, but it just feels like they did that for the sake of doing that. And like the other scenes aren't treated with that same kind of love, which is just as frustrating. If you actually look into the production of season 2, you'll find that it's full of cuts. It's full of shit that was never used. It's full of so many fucking issues. I remember when like episode, so this is episode, what episode is this? This is episode 22. Episode 21, I believe, is the dream date. The dream date, when they were filming it, I vividly remember going to Twitter and I bookmarked this just in case. There was this animator who said he did this entire segment and they just cut it, but they gave him credit for some reason. But his shit wasn't there. Like he had this entire thing and they just fucking cut it, and it's like, bro, that fucking sucks. Like he worked on this like for a tireless amount of time, and they just fucking cut it. And that to me highlighted a massive issue with season 2, that like it was just disorganized, full of cuts, full of problems. There was just too much happening. And the fact that they had like 2 years to produce it, but also like, so okay, let me highlight the issue with season 2. Season 2 was not planned. Okay, most people don't know that season 2 was not planned. It was not initially planned. You can tell this when you watch season 1. How does season 1 end? Season 1 ends in that kind of go read the manga kind of ending, right? It doesn't end with, oh, look forward to what's next. It ends in that go read the manga. And then season 2 ends in that kind of, oh no, go watch season 3. Look forward to season 3, baby. And then season 3 kind of ends in like a middle ground where it's like, oh, there's some interesting stuff coming up. You look forward to some interesting stuff, but we don't have a guarantee. And it wasn't announced until much later that there would be a season 4. Season 2 was not announced, and so later they announced it after a lot of fans said they wanted it. They said in a event that they would take an extra year to produce season 2. I think this wasn't the truth. I think they needed that extra year because they needed time to actually get the staff to be able to work. This is where some problems start to arise if you look at the structure of the animation production team. Kana Hirayama in season 1 and season 2 is the sole chief animation director. That's really bad. That is, a good anime production has at least 3 to 4 chief animation directors. Not 1, 4. If you go to any of the big animes that are really well animated, they at least have 4. Kana is essentially carrying this shit on her back. The reason the anime even maintained its consistency visually in season 2 to some modicum of a level is because of Kana. You don't believe me? Go watch season 3. Season 3, Kana is not a chief animation director. She is a supporting role who occasionally drew stuff, and she even admitted they tried as best as they could to not use her that much. Okay? So she was barely involved in season 3, and you can see her art occasionally, but it really stood out in comparison to the art you normally got in season 3. That's really fucking bad. Now, season 3 had 2 chief animation directors, but their time was brutal. They barely had fucking time. And usually, your character designer is usually a chief animation director because they're the ones who know how the characters are supposed to look and maintain that consistency. The reason they didn't involve Kana is because 1, she's very busy and she has a lot of stuff going on. And 2, season 3 was made in like a year. That's never a good thing. Ever. That you can't make an anime in a year. That's not a thing. That's very hard to do. That's really fucking hard to do, especially if you need it to look good. Like, that's very, very difficult. And the only ways to pull it off is if you're very organized, which they are not, because in season 3, the director left, a lot of the people left, and they got this guy who directed a few episodes from like season 2 and like season 1 to direct the whole thing. And it feels like that guy like understood how these people were like. To me, the reason I think the director for season 3, Shinya Un, understood Kazuya's characters because he was in the same position. He was literally put in a position to salvage this project on his fucking own, and it's his first directing role. And it's like, no wonder Kazuya's character is like the best represented in season 3, not just because of Reiji's writing, but because the director actually got where Kazuya was fucking coming from. And you'll notice season 3 is like the most different from the seasons because it actually seems to give a shit about everybody else and not just Ruka. Like, Ruka gets the most attention, sure, but the season seemingly gives a shit about everyone else too. And I think that really highlights like how the director, in my opinion, or maybe just the staff in general, didn't seem to understand how to handle this story, and they didn't have the time to breathe and do what they wanted to do. So, yeah, as you can see, the problem with the anime is they don't have time, and they don't have staff, and they don't have skilled people working on it. A lot of the people working on the anime are not skilled. They're like cheap labor, from what I know, which is brutal. And this is why watching the Shunji anime is brutal as fuck. Because fuck me. Seeing episode 7 yesterday, that shit hurt, man. Seeing episode 7 yesterday, that shit hurt because it was peak. They handled it so fucking well. And we have never gotten anything even close to that with a Rent-A-Girlfriend adaptation. Ever. Like, actually, just I'm in fucking tears. I am in fucking tears watching the Shunji anime as a Rent-A-Girlfriend fan because fuck, dude. It has the staff. It has the talent. The only thing that Rent-A-Girlfriend has over the Shunji family is the character designs. The one thing Kana does is the one thing the Rent-A-Girlfriend anime has over Shunji family. The character designs for Rent-A-Girlfriend are better, period. I'm not going to even argue that. You can't argue with me on that. They are better. Everything else, Shunji family fucking clears. Oh, and maybe the voice acting. Maybe the voice acting. I think some of the voice acting for Rent-A-Girlfriend is good, but the Shunji family fucking clears in every other department. Like, it's not even fucking close. It's so brutal. It's genuinely brutal. It would be cool if the anime was rebooted and done right. It's not gonna happen. I doubt it. If that happens, my day is made. My day is made. I kid you not. If they reboot it, I would scream from the fucking rooftops. The thing that actually is terrifying to people like me and him, maybe they didn't understand they're like all married people, like they could do because they cringe. They like Kazuya, you just kissed. Eddie, maybe work on your grammar a little because I kind of don't understand what you're talking about. Could you make the argument that anime has a Ruka agenda like Toei has an agenda against Sanji? I don't know how Toei handles Sanji, but yes, the anime does have a Ruka agenda. It is clear. It is crystal clear. They dick ride Ruka. They love Ruka so fucking much. I think a huge part of the reason Ruka is so fucking beloved as a character is the anime. Not just Reiji's writing of Ruka. The anime glazes Ruka. They glaze the shit out of Ruka. They love her so much. Okay. 3D, I see that. The cheer update portion, Chizuru crying. I did not like the music. It was too happy. It would have been closer to the music that plays when Gandalf dies or the healing from the lady in the water. Yeah, no, that's another one I really don't like. I mean, season 3. I'm gonna pull one up. This is, oh man, this one hurt. Let me find season 3. Oh man, this one fucking hurt. Where is season 3? Where can I find you? There it is, season 3. I think it's episode 11. Okay. Oh no, it's episode 12. Okay. Oh yeah, it doesn't work with this version, so we're gonna pull it up. With this, open with. Oh wait, I skipped too far. Ha, there it is. Oh my god, this shot. Oh, give me a sec. Give me a sec. Oh, this is so fucking brutal. Fuck me. Okay, so this is chapter 164. Okay. Look at my beautiful boy. Look at my beautiful boy. Now prepare to cry. My boy! My beautiful boy, what have they done to you? What have they done to you, my beautiful boy? Fuck! Fuck! Now they kind of redeem themselves in like, what is it? Where's the shot? They kind of redeem themselves in like a different shot. Okay, so it's still not as good, but this shot's a little better. The composition is garbage, mind you. Like, unfortunately, the composition is really bad. It should not look like this. For comparison's sake, let me pull up the Shiunji family, because they had a nighttime episode, and it did not look anything like this. There it is, Shiunji family. It should be episode 4. Oh no, it was episode 3, my bad. So look, here are characters in the dark. Oh wait, I can just press C. There we go. Here are characters in the dark, but you can see them clearly, right? Like there's a little light, yes, but you can see them clearly. The composition is good. It shows that they're in the dark, but you can fucking see them, right? It's not like impossible to see the fucking characters. Like even from a distance like this, you can see them clearly. Like it doesn't look weird. But look at this. Look at this composition. It's you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of watching like MCU movies, like Spider-Man and shit. You know how they like make shit like super fucking dark so you can't see how bad the animation actually fucking is? That's kind of what it looks like, right? That's really unfortunate. And you want to know the worst part about this? This is the fucking Blu-ray. This is the Blu-ray release. This is the fucking Blu-ray release. Oh, you can't even see it. God damn it. God damn it. I just realized. Sorry. I'm dumb. I know. Okay. Shiunji family. You can see it's dark. But you can see them. Look at it is dark. Like there's a bit of light, but you can see them. It is clearly dark, but the composition makes them visible, right? Like it's very clear you can see these characters. You can't see Kazuya. You can't fucking see him. Ugh. God damn it. When did I stop showing? Did you like actually see Kazuya prior? Like did you see Manga Kazuya? Where's it? There it is. Like, did you see Manga Kazuya and how they ruined him? Did you guys see how they ruined Manga Kazuya? Look at this beautiful boy. And look at what they did to him. Oh, wait, this isn't the right shot. Let me pull up the right shot so it's fair. This is the shot. Okay. This is Manga Kazuya. This is Anime Kazuya. This is the closest it comes to actually looking good. Right? Now there's this shot, which they also ruined, mind you. Let me go here. Come on, show me Kazuya. What's taking so long? Look at him. Look at him. Look at this injustice. Look at this travesty. What have they done to him? What have they done to him? Why? Oh my god. RTX on? I don't fucking know. Could be. Look how they massacred my boy. Yeah, pretty much. Oh my god. Yeah. No, I don't get it, man. Well, okay, but yeah, as I was saying, it's like you kind of do this kind of stuff when you kind of need to mask. You kind of need to mask what's going on in the visuals. Otherwise, like you can't see. You'd see how bad the animation actually fucking looks. And man, they did not do a good job. No, I almost skipped that scene not long ago. Oh, wait. So let me read. Disappointed in TMS. The adaptation downgraded the source material hard, and so much potential was lost. Okay, Kobo did it justice, and it hurts seeing such a stark difference in direction. I think that's going to be so brutal. Like, I really think TMS, after Shiyunji finishes airing, if season 4 does not do good, they might be in trouble. Because... yeah, it's great they gave it 2 cores, which is fantastic. But if people like openly start saying like, hey, why is this adaptation so much better than yours? Why are you treating this adaptation like shit? And this one is getting a really good adaptation. Oh man. Oh fucking man. It would actually be really bad. Like, because it's already looking very bad. Like, seriously, it's already looking really fucking bad. Like, how good Shiyunji family fucking looks. But if people go to see, like, Rent-A-Girlfriend Season 4 and it does not look good, oh, man. Whew. But even with all these problems, I still think the anime is very good, especially if you compare with others in the same genre. Yeah, no, like, I think, Gyro, I think, like, it's above average. Well, okay, Season 3 is, like, kind of in the middle between average and above average, but season 1 is definitely like above average to good. I think season 1's kind of good with a lot of problems. Season 2 is average. It's just kind of like, what the fuck, guys? But Kana's art carries it. And then season 3 is like when it really fucking crumbles and falls apart. And I do think, yeah, I've seen worse anime visually speaking, like Madoka is impervious to my charms. The anime, Jesus Christ, what the fuck was that crap? Oh my god. But I don't think you should measure the success and quality of a show by how good it is in comparison to worse shows. I think you should measure it by how good it should be, and I think there are times where they do a decent job. Like, okay, it's good enough that Reiji still likes it. Okay, it's good enough that the people working on it clearly feel some sort of passion towards the manga and still care for it. That Reiji sees that passion and appreciates their work and is still somewhat happy with the result that he got, even if it's inaccurate to the manga. But to me, I feel like it has done a lot of damage to the perception of this manga, besides the fact that there's a hate campaign around this manga that is full of disinformation and people intentionally lying to say something is bad. Now, I almost skipped that scene not long ago. I did read it in the manga, and I just remembered it made me sad. Screen. At this point, we might as well punch fate in the face while all these rag anime scenes comparisons. You're not showing. Yes, I got it. The anime Kanokari is serviceable, but more people should be urged to go read the source. Yeah. The animation got me to read the manga because I should not wait for season 4. Yeah, I mean, if I squint my eyes, I can see him. Watching Rag be massacred in the anime is like the ending of the Planet of the Apes in 1968. RTX on. Look how they massacre my boy. Lighting like they're in a cave. Yeah, that's terrible. Yeah, the lighting is really bad. Oh, make sure the volume is low. But yeah, just and then I do think they handled Sayuri's death decently well. This I think they handled decently well. Yeah, the line work is not fucking there. Oh, another shot I hate that they ruined. Now I gotta fucking find it. I'm done complaining for now. I think we've done a lot. The line work is non-existent. Manga Ikemen Kazuya is cinema. Manga Ikemen Kazuya is cinema? Oh, you mean Kazuya in the manga is cinema? Yeah. Okay, it's pretty much 8 o'clock where I'm at. I've been streaming for 3 hours and 30 minutes. I don't know what else we could do. I think I've just kind of gone through a lot already. And what about the live action version? I've yet to properly watch that, Paradise. I have to sit through that. Handsome boy. I see. Yeah, I've yet to properly sit through the live action. I need to. But from what I saw, from what I remember, it was really good. It was genuinely very good. They actually understood how to adapt it. They got it. Kazuya is a character. He is respected. Kazuya is the main character of that story. They understood their mission. They fucking got it. No, they get it. The song, like, dude, I think the opening song or the ending song is like, what the fuck was it called? It has such a badass name, and it was Kazuya's theme. It was just straight up Kazuya's song. And I think a part of it is because the main actor was very handsome, and he's like an idol, so they couldn't show him in too many negative ways. And that was a part of why Kazuya was such a great character, because they couldn't show all the negative stuff, but they did show negative stuff, and they handled how they handled rewrites is how you should handle rewrites. And the final episode is something Reiji drew himself, Reiji made it himself, right? It was the original script, and they changed it. We should not run the down on the ground confessing Kazuya. They need a better crew and direction, but keep Kana. Yeah, Kana's peak. Interestingly, Reiji has said many times, many times, Kana is the soul of the anime. Without her, it would fail. He has said this many times. He said the reason the anime is as good as it is because of Kana. He knows this. He has said this openly, and it shows. You know, it shows. She is the beating heart of the manga or the anime. She is the source of it. And when she's removed in season 4 or season 3, what happened? Right? The visuals just completely fell apart. And the sense of expression was kind of gone for the most part. And it sucks, you know? It really sucks. Yeah, I liked it. It was very decent. Yeah, it's brutal. And again, watching Shiunji, dude, brutal. Actually brutal watching Shiunji. Like, the character designs of the girls is masterpiece in the anime. Yeah, Kana can draw. Kana can design female characters. Christ, she is good. Like, let me pull up like one of her recent art pieces because that shit was crazy. Like, I didn't talk about this anywhere, but I'm gonna talk about it here, dude. Doop. Good Lord, Kana. Good Lord, Kana. Oh my Christ in heaven. If the anime looked half as this good. If the anime looked half as this good. Christ. The midriff on Minnie. Oh my God. the expression, the nods, the fucking sakura flowers, how she's nodding to them all being April children or sorry, spring children. Oh my god. Cinema. Oh, you want to know the worst part? When season 3 was coming out, because Kana wasn't as involved, she would draw pieces for season 3, and one of the pieces actually put how the scene presented it in the anime to fucking shame. It was the Sumi one. I gotta find it. Season 3. Oh no, this is the wrong folder. I gotta find the right folder. Yep, still wrong folder. Damn. I'm trying to find it, but I can't. Oh, I know what to do. I'll just search it here in Kana stuff and it'll come up. Yeah, there it is. Found it. That was pretty easy. This shot Asumi versus how the anime handles it. Oh my god. The way the anime handles this. Dude. They actually just, man, the animation just fell the fuck apart. And it's so sad. Where is it? There it is, season 3. This should be episode 10. Oh, wait, wrong one. So this is the shot Kana drew. And this is how the anime makes it look. Like, bro. Oh man, it ain't even close. Oh yeah, and they remove. Oh, I think they remove like one of the most important shots in the manga, if I recall correctly. Oh yeah, I forgot. No, shut up, 3D model. I'm sorry. No, no, no. It's not even fucking close. It's not even fucking close. Bro. Oh yeah, and the anime cut out one of the most important scenes for Sumi's character. I gotta find it. They also composed it completely wrong by New. So the anime removed this scene. She still says this. If it was me, I'd be happy. But let me show you what it looks like. This is what it looks like. This is the shot. That's it. This is the shot. This is all they did. It's literally Sumi's fucking confession. And this is how they show it. Bro. And then this is the reason I like Kana's more. The way Sumi is framed here, there's a joy, but a hidden tragedy. Because she accepted she'll never be with him. Right? She accepted in this moment that all Kazuya sees is Chizuru, and that's okay. Kana has these shadows. Kana has that undertone of sadness to this scene that Sumi in this moment said, it's okay. My story is over. The shot I showed you earlier, this is this shot. This is the same shot. There's no the underlying theme of tragedy here that Sumi just said, yeah, this is the end of my story with him, is not there, right? She's just happy. And I love how Reiji puts the sun literally behind Sumi, as if she's literally putting Kazuya behind her. He is the sun. She's literally putting the sun behind her. Whereas here, the sun is like seemingly above her. It's pretty. It's pretty. Don't get me wrong. This is pretty. It has like decent composition, but there's no meaning. It's simple. It's right. It's just simple. This is just simple, but there's no meaning. What the fuck are you guys talking about in my chat? Netflix presents Jack Black as Kazuya and James Gordon as... Okay, I think I'm done for the day. Do you think Rag Anime has been sabotaged? No, it's not sabotaged. It's not sabotaged. It's not sabotaged. No. It's just like poor directing and poor timing and poor management, you know? That's kind of it. That's pretty much it. It's not been sabotaged. Have you seen Sex Drive? That movie is so cool. Sex Drive? Actually, I'm not gonna look it up. I don't want that shit to come up in my fucking feed, because I don't need like porn on my fucking Google. I'll pass. I'll look it up at another time in my own time. It's a cool idea, like Rent a Girlfriend. Fine. Let me double check. Sex Drive movie. What's the premise for this movie? A road comedy film about a high school graduate who gives on a road trip to have sex with a girl he met online. It is based on the young adult novel All the Way by American author Andy Burns. The film was directed by blah, 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 blah. What's the plot? This way they come across a hitchhiker, blah, 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 blah. Lance and Mercy. Upon finding out that Mary leaves the Amish community, she will be shunned. Lance refuses to come back home and stays behind to marry Mary while they love for each other, blah, 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 blah. This doesn't seem anything like this story. I'm just saying, from what I read, it doesn't seem like anything like this story. It has like surface level similarities. I personally don't think the anime or the manga has a big enough audience to warrant Netflix thinking about something like that. Avatar and Bebop is arguably more famous and beloved than Rag. That's not a fair comparison, and you fucking know it. Netflix has done anime adaptations for fucking less. The only reason they probably haven't for this series is that it doesn't have, they don't have the rights to it. DMM does. Netflix doesn't have the rights to it. That's the only fucking reason. That's the only reason. Also, Lawless Bacon, it does have an audience because they wouldn't keep making them. It has a very large audience because they keep making stuff for it. They keep making merch. They keep selling stuff. They know it sells. Rent a Girlfriend's actually extremely popular. It just doesn't look like it at first glance. It has more sales than like half of your favorite rom-coms. The only shit that comes close is like the stuff that's like insanely popular. Like Dress Up Darling is like the only exception, and it literally ended before like, you know, shit spiraled out of fucking control, but it did get boring. We'll give it that. But no, like Rent a Girlfriend actually has a massive following. It just doesn't look like it because if you go online, all you'll see is people being dipshits. But no, it has a big following. Okay. I think that's enough for today. It's getting late. I've been streaming for almost 4 hours. And we haven't really done much besides talk about certain things. I could have used this time to just react to the stupid video, but I didn't. Was the conversations we had at least fun, I guess? Hopefully it was kind of fun. Orange hair in Japan has a direction connection to the sun. I've never heard that one, but all right, boss. Anyways, that's it for this video or this stream. I'll use the rest of the time, maybe tomorrow, to do some stuff. I might stream shortly tomorrow. It really depends. I don't know. It was my first live with you. Well, welcome. Thank you, Eddie. Thank you for being here. It was fun. We did a lot. We talked about a lot. But yeah, I think I'll call it a day for now. I think it was gone pretty far, and I'd like to sit down and play some video games. I'd like to chill out a little bit. I'm gonna go play Resident Evil 0. Horrible ass game, terribly fucking designed, but I'm kind of having fun with it. Hope it gets a remake. Smell you later. Lol. No problem. It was cool. Yeah, okay. I'll see you guys later. I might stream tomorrow. We'll have to see. It'll probably be a short stream again, but maybe tomorrow we can do the react to the hate video. I got to talk about right. Yeah. Well, I'll see you guys later. Hope you guys had fun, and remember, let's mosey. See you later.